Oh, big God. Come. Welcome back to the stream, guys. SEN versus MIBR. Money in the Bank. Royal Rumble match. Sentinels versus Money in the Bank Royal Rumble match. Let's go, guys. मैं सो गया थोड़ी देर गलती से यूट्यूब पे नहीं होता, उस पे जाना पड़ता। क्या बोलते उसको क्या बोलते गाइस? ऑल्टरनेट। हाँ, नहीं गाइस।
No presence over at 8. No one sort of passively checking that either for Sentinels, so they're pretty committed to this. Trying to head over towards this C side, but it's a steel garden used by the attackers.
That is an ambitious TP from Shannon. He got into the corner. The second spot him. Oh my god, he finds the trade.
Ends up being a trade. Nosma now has access to his rifle again, but Narrate's found his third in the round, and Arzine not really in the vicinity to intervene. And that frenetic exchange now has hopes of slowing the plant down.
Oh my god.
Nightfall, though, is going to confirm his location. And that's going to be a tough one to bounce back from. Sen inch a little bit closer to map point.
Narrate stepping up, winning out those duels on the swing into the site. I love Shannon TPing into that corner. That was so aggro, and Sen did not expect it.
Talk about a confidence builder.
Yeah.
For Narrate especially. Here's Aspas again. Wants to play into that one way.
This is the moment here, though. Denying MIBR the trades that they desired from backside. A Narrate who has had mixed results as of late. In that game against G2 the other day, had a really tough time playing the Omen, and then stepped it up on map 2. Just seems like when he gets onto that initiator role that he feels comfortable on, what he was playing a lot with KC over in EU last year, that's when he really finds his form. Fade especially, just, you can see the comfort he has.
Last time out here for MIBR. Probably the last chance to stop Sen on this map. And the buy that's come in is ambitious.
Out of this from MIBR, I do want to see if they're going to bring the operator in. They haven't had it yet, and that's definitely something that they can bring into the fold to cause some disarray for Sen. If they're not expecting it, maybe they just dry peek. Yeah, maybe they just dry peek a sightline and get punished for it.
I mean, why? The ultimates are also pretty ridiculous here for MIBR. Everything you could really ask for. And Sen are also on half armors here. They've been being taxed pretty heavily, even in these one rounds. They've not stabilized at all.
Yeah, that's a lot of regen shields that they've got on Sen. Decent bank building for them as well. Let's see what MIBR can do. They have the ults to win this round, and Aspas is posted up. See! Doesn't get that first opportunity!
What? That's the operator down! That's the investment for MIBR! Thrown down the gurgler! Gentlemen trying to salvage, picking up the pieces. But even if he were to make a mosaic at this moment, it'll be a long walk back for MIBR.
It's tough to push forward in this situation. There's just way too many angles to clear. You have to be weary about one of those Sen players walking over at the steps. He knows it. He just wants to play a little bit more safe. Oh, does it miss him? No, it does connect.
One of the worst ways you could start a round for a team 4 rounds behind. Sen are threatening that match point, and also crucially just building up that economic supremacy.
And it looks like Sentinels want to hit into B, where there are a bunch of kill trips, but there's no one to get the kills off the trips.
Set up here for Link, for Shenham. Cortesio, of course, away from home, and he's down. The trip's all cleared now. There's a camera left in their wake. But MIBR are in no position to really fight for this. They're going to go for it. Double face this. Celsius finds one, and how fitting! How fitting! A flawless round for Sandals here in round 19. After MIBR call a crucial timeout and a change of tact that also falls flat.
You're just not going to be beating Zelsis in a 1v1 today.
Nice.
At least on this map. He is white hot.
24 and 11. Flawless round. More than just a statement. Okay. Sentinels here. Determined not to miss another international event. This is a great start for them now, but they do need to land the plane here on Lotus. 5 ults up for MIBR, but an awkward buy.
Blade Storm from Ospas to offset having this stinger. MIBR try to fight even more forward.
There's that Rolling Thunder now. I think it might be the catch second, but he got Arts in already. Aspas gets in there, at least makes it a trade, but the ultimate's being used for that. A large amount of them. Sen have seen enough. They're happy to pull off the A site here, but they don't have advanced positioning, and Cortesia is in a rat spot.
Shenum is trying to play off and trying to serve as a distraction.
Oh, there it is. Evilly twirls his moustache, but it's Narrate again that's able to salvage things for Sen. Such crucial frags for this guy, 17 and 9, and now MIBR have to send and deliver. Nozwa, quick to the punch, and Bang has gone down. Narrate has the spike, and an opportunity to clutch out this map.
If he can shut the door in their face and take us to Abyss, certainly righting the wrongs from yesterday. Narrate has turned around his form completely in 24 hours.
Plenty of time to walk over towards the A site and get this planted. Also, conveniently, that Haunt is back online.
30 seconds left.
It does have the C's as well, so a bit to play with in this situation.
Playing for Trina.
But for the opposition, MIBR, Nosworth has that fault line recycled, ready to go. Still has flashes, Aspas, Cloudburst. Maybe could come in handy to cut an angle off.
The veteran duo of Aspas and Nozwa for Narrate to deal with. Talk about cutting your teeth. How's the timing on this one? Nozwa. Oh, just a little jiggle. Narrate has to pull off that angle. 7 bullets left to work with this one. 3 for Narrate on the round. Aspas, the one and only, the deified, now has to save this for MIBR, but Narrate is quiet about it. Unreal! Narrate, he's a bloody main character!
Narrate said before the game that you want to play against the best in the world. That's Aspas. He wants to dethrone him. The duo of Nosworth and him. The crucial duo to form this team in the 2 versus 1. Can't get the job done. SEN needed to convert this map. It was going to be and is their biggest advantage in terms of the pool in this best of 5. Necessary to convert, they get it done. Zelsis, star performance. Drops, what, 24, 25 kills in the server. Ace, multiple 3Ks just in the first half alone. Had the C site on lockdown. That double duelist just could not get in.
It's a scary sign when you don't need Zekin to pop off in order to dominate in a map. Incredible stuff for Zelsis and Narrate, someone who now has had it proved to him that he belongs here. He deserves to be here. But still the question remains, which of these players deserves to stand in our grand final against G2?
We're headed to Abyss next, where SEN got dismantled by G2 yesterday. But my question is that just G2 being at an unreal level of excellence right now? Or was that Sentinel's own undoing? Can they bounce back?
Abyss Slingers on the other side of this break. Before we get there, though, we're going to check back in with GP and our analyst desk to talk map 1, and we'll see you real soon.
Let's see. Let's see. Add there.
Even up though in the post-plant, Link stepping forward on the side, getting ahead of the util. Oh, it's just too easy, baby.
That's all we're waiting on. Okay, so they've seen him. And he's been caught in this corner a couple of times with 10 HP. It's all he needs, Darker!
是吧？赢不也对，位置也对，一手也对，啥都对。来了，这把双剑暴走，而且后点为全兵罩出来了，很高。
Town is famous, able to make anything happen. And Izu continues to build space. Quick little right click, and then they all line up. Flawless finish, 4K here. Take a bow.
Red Bull gives you wings.
आवाज कम आ रही, माँ की आंख माइक की कम कर दे तो तेनू लखा तो छुपा के रखा अखा ते सजा के तू है मेरी वफा रख अपना बना के मैं तेरे लिए यार नदी भी मशहूर है मैं जीना है तेरा तू मरना है मेरा Nako, Samega.
Spotting a good barrel, the snap is magnetic. Second puts them away.
Makeup pe na disa kay pura re bhai.
Legal do MIBR. Welcome back, everyone, to VCT Americas, and there you can see our players getting their sustenance as they get ready for today. Always enjoy that potassium. Okay, that zoom in was suspect.
Who had the better technique? Who did it better, GB?
Well, as a banana connoisseur, I would say Cortezia for sure.
Cortezia?
Yeah, Cortezia nailed it. He nailed it. Now, you're probably wondering why these balloons are here in an interestingly, not the most organized way.
Make it say 0.
It's our 100th broadcast, by the way. Yay!
We've been live 1 day for every year that Golden Boy's been on the earth.
Yes, that's right. And I have balded every step of the way. The hair is just going to continue to recede further and further. But you know what? It isn't receding. Zelsis' skills, because he pulled it off. That's a segue. That's a segue.
That is a beautiful segue.
Josh, you were on the telestrator essentially hating on Zelsis' existence as a human being.
That's
so I want to give
crazy.
you an opportunity to explain yourself.
No, I mean, I have noticed thus far this year that Zelsis looks like he's getting overwhelmed in a lot of spots while playing the Vice. We saw him team flashing quite a lot in previous matches. This could not be more different. I mean, look at the difference in the stats. 200 ACS, that's nothing to sniff at, honestly. He was making individual errors, but not playing too badly. Here, he's flying. He can't do anything wrong. He was acing in rounds, getting kills, like almost had 2 PPR at various points. He's having an enormous performance, and it makes a big difference.
Yeah. And MIBR changed to a comp with a double dive on the attack that is very much going to be running over the solo Sentinel, anchoring on C, trying to exploit that. And Zelsis did so well, getting 2-3 kills almost every time. And well, his mechanics were great. I think it came down to how he was varying his util setups, changing where his wall was, changing where he was playing on the site. The positioning was absolutely excellent from Zelsis as an anchor on the Vice throughout. He looked so comfortable.
I hard agree with that point. I think that with how agile he was being with his setups, it definitely threw a wrench into the hands of MIBR, but it's worrying signs for me because it was the one aspect of Sentinel's comp that didn't change, was the Vice. And I thought that there may be some element of it where MIBR could put the prep in and they'd be able to play around a little bit better, and they couldn't. And it's one of the major strengths they've had so far through this lower bracket is being able to anti-strat, figure out little quirks that teams are running and work around it in some way or form. The fact that they struggled so hard on Lotus doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence for the rest of the series as well when we get into even weaker maps for them.
Yeah, I mean, what we actually saw from SEN against Loud was that a lot of Zelsys' setups were similar, but Loud was anti them and was being able to get in on C, exploded, raise ultimates, that kind of stuff. And so they really missed the mark there, and that's also the fourth comp that they've tried to play Lotus on and failed every time.
Yeah, but for Sentinels, this was also a new comp. I think when you're trying to pick how you want your team to play, you're always trying to balance the difference between what you think is optimal, what's comfortable for your players. I think Sen found a really good mix here where Narrate was on the fade where he looked great, and it clearly worked out for that first map of this series.
Well, let's go ahead and before we throw to a break, set expectations for the audience. What do we feel is going to be the result here on Abyss? Can we realistically see MIBR pulling this off, or is Abyss going to be maybe another Sentinels?
I think MIBR will win it, personally, because I think Abyss is, you can simplify it down as a map. You can simplify it down in terms of XX.
It is.
That they really like to lean into with their duelist comps in general.
And Aspas hopping on defense.
Aspas hopping on defense. I think it really plays to their strengths well, and it's a map the Sentinels don't like. They haven't looked good.
Yeah, to simplify even further than Bren's point, Aspas is going to go crazy. Watch for Cortesia's lurks in mid. He's incredible on this map. Those are the win conditions for MIBR.
Hey, you heard it from the desk. All right, folks. Well, map 2 is going to be coming up just after this break. You don't want to miss it. As always, we'll see
I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Episode.
Wow.
Please make sure you come back, okay? आवाज देखो अब गांड पर आवाज आ रहा है गांड तोड़ दो
With that coveted spot at Bangkok denied them yesterday by G2, Sentinels have taken an important first step in that direction again. A strong 13-7 showing on Lotus over MIBR, but this is MIBR's map pick of Abyss, one where they've looked quite good in SEN. We just saw them put it on display yesterday. They're running back this double controller composition that we saw.
So that's telling me that they believe the loss had more to do with G2 and less to do with them. They feel that they can improve with this comp after its shortcomings were on display yesterday. Narrate going to be on that Omen again. He struggled so hard, was left out to dry, anchoring over on that B site, was getting split by Jogamo coming up mid constantly. It was so rough for him.
Yeah, there was like dimensional drifts coming up behind him, smoking his way. Zekken would push off that side and die early. He'd be alone. It was tough, but he's got the momentum now. And then also get to start on the attack side with this double controller comp.
That is the crucial point for me. This comp should be better on attack than defense. And that was displayed in the G2 game. They got 2 rounds on defense. They were able to get 5 on attack, but at that point, the G2 lead was insurmountable. How good they were on attack was irrelevant. But this is an opportunity to get out to a big lead, and then, even if their defense is weaker, they've got enough of a buffer that they can convert against MIBR on their own map pick.
The smoke-heavy comp can let them shut down Aspas's defense side, opping to a degree as well as they cut the map up and take that space. Well, let's see how the pistol goes. So much rides on getting out to an early lead.
And yesterday, this was the map where Aspas dropped a cool 29 for 9 against Crew.
Light work for the young thug. Aspas not being able to connect any shots, but eventually Zekken alights on that low ground. It's a bit of a nasty trade for him, though, and the Nova Pulse will start Aspas for the time being. You won't be able to get back out to coast yet.
Sen are so weak. They're caught in the smoke. The spam through from Cortesia for a second.
Aspas low. Still wins it out, though. Cortesia is just shooting, man. Zelsa said that 1v3. God, he had an incredible map, but he would have to ace again. Here in this pistol, I think he's deciding the orb is the best course of action and tries luck at A.
Might be able to get a second orb, honestly, at the very least over there. We'll see if he can beat the timing. And frankly, he will just quick out of MIBR. They have no reason to try and over-rotate here. Just play together, trade this out in a 3 versus 1. Hey, this isn't bad for Zulsus. He gets to play 2. He's already got 5 orbs.
I do also, like, I mean, that ultimate pretty crucial in terms of Sen's overall strategy. They get within striking distance of a site by smoking the map and then just fast hit it with that null command.
Definitely, I mean, they might have this ready for their first buy round, but I don't want to get too ahead of myself. Zelsis is on fire.
He's hearing all this.
Crazy clutch to win that.
No, let's be somewhat reasonable. Wraps around, takes the shot, opts not to wait on it. Now, though, of course, it's pretty evident where he's going to be coming from, and there's a defuse happening. Noswa will clip his wings. That's MIBR out of the stables first.
There was a great defense from MIBR. Aspas stepping up to win the Jet head-to-head against Second, who just couldn't path into the site properly. Caught over on the cliffside, awkward around the cage, and the rest of SEN, they were just delayed behind that nebula. I don't think that Zelsis had a flash to actually pop out of that smoke, so they were just stood around waiting.
Did Aspas body block Second on top of container there?
I think he might have done.
Denying him that, but because he's trying to dive into that very cloudburst. Cheeky.
Aspas has picked up the outlaw here now. Again, I'm looking back at the status of Zelsis' ult. I mean, he could, if he just dies in this round, he will have the null command for their first buy.
2 kills, 3 kills in fact, and 2 orbs. Gonna get you most of the way there. Cortezia backing over towards Link here. Cyber Cage to break up the side a little bit. There's 2 players inside the dark cover. 1 TP'd, 1 dashed, and Zekin emerges. Takes down Artazine, and once again Cortezia affected by that Nova Pulse. Hello! Here comes Sentinels. They don't even give you time to answer the door. They bust down through it.
That second wave of utility was beautiful. It was Zelsis with another high flash after the first.
They've got 2 bulldogs to work. Gonna get swung on here. That's classy stuff, though. Zelsis and Second come crumbling down, but Genum is now very low. Aspas with that tailwind.
30 HP.
Surely they can collapse on this. Surely MIBR can land this plane. It's been a very maladroit landing for them so far. Sneak out into post-plant positions. Okay, get out of this, unreal! Aspas drops the outlaw. Genum with 4 health has to cross and try and defuse. This was all looking so good. Just like they drew it up, and now Genum's gonna salvage this Guardian and walk away.
Yeah, Genum just didn't cross in that timing. SEN weren't even repositioned to spam the spike, but they get away with the round win because Aspas is caught in the open, doesn't get the shot off.
That is not reasonable.
We've seen, what, since the second half of Lotus, 3 eco round wins now. You have to give credit to Zelsis, though. He had some awkward flashes, to say the least, on this map yesterday. But they're paying dividends with that second utility wave. You could see the 2 players, it was Zekin and Nere, who had teleported up top on B, waiting for the pop, and then they go out. They're able to get that kill. That was really excellently played, about as well as you could possibly play that situation.
On Lotus, it was Zelsis and Narrate. Already on Abyss, it's been about them as well. Talk about taking the wind out of your sails. MIBR have been forced to drop anchor here and come in with just that Guardian they salvaged.
Some generosity from Shenum throwing that over to the star player Aspas.
Generosity or prime directive? I don't think Shenum was ever gonna... He's not high enough on the pecking order for that one, Chief. Noswa chilling at upper. MIBR look to flood here now. They're breaking into the side. Aspas sat down. John now emerging low on help, but happy to leverage his weapon advantage. Not much left to work with now. Cortezia and Noswa getting taken down 1 by 1. That constant smoking up to that high ground with this double controller comp means that he couldn't see the wood for the trees.
Yeah, good play with the utility. Narrate.
Well.
Was that perhaps a jump off the map, try and teleport, but miss the teleport? I'm going to chalk it up to that one, maybe?
Won't be signing him up for the Red Bull base jump anytime soon.
We'll see that in the replay. Aside from that silly little moment, though, another great round from SEN, where you are seeing the intentions of this double smoke comp come to fruition, where you have Bang able to focus on using his stars for a grab well in that instance, but the dark cover can still, you know, obscure some of these angles like the one in heaven.
Isn't it nice to have that level of redundancy that you get to use that util as Astra?
Oh, big assist! Big assist.
Use that util as Astra to catch people out. We saw the Nova Pulse on Aspas in round 2 as well.
All right, Sentinels looking to pressure towards mid against this full buy from MIBR.
Okay, the deep smoke mid. SEN would like to capitalize.
And by the way, Zelsis, he's continuing to retain this null command for the full buy round. That could be pivotal in converting. You can see MIBR playing around that by having Cortesia over towards the B site. While his setup, those kill trips are over towards A so they don't get turned off.
That being said, were Xenom to get caught in the null command, those stars would not be useful. So you'll need to be pretty reactive when it comes to buying time. Pops a Nebula now. As 0 point sees nobody close. So green light here for SEN. Here's that null command. It's time to get your motor running. We'll see the gravel thrown out, but they waited out. Zelsis flashes, and in they go. Xenom stunned out there. Okay, just knocks Zelsis out of absolutely nowhere. Good start. SEN now milling around the A main, still want to keep that pressure going. Narrate has gotten in behind them. Oh, what a nasty little paranoia. Zekin's not quite there to capitalize on it, but Ashbox is essentially solo there. Xenom for 2, hanging about. Somehow he's been let off the chain.
In the midst of it, they were actually able to get the res as well.
And
he was re-downed. Still no plant.
They've got the man advantage Sentinels. They just have to deal with Cortesia, who's in that dark cover. They want to post up in the site. Zekin watching the flank.
There's just so many smokes here.
Yeah, it's so oppressive to try and wade through.
Ooh, okay, Cortesia takes a headshot early. It's Aspas in the 1 versus 3 to salvage the round. This is the buy for MIBR.
Let's go.
1v1. 4 bullets left. He gets double-faced.
आसपास भी नहीं आने का ब्रो ऊपर चटक मार मार इसको पीछे 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 अस्त्रा भाई पीछे bang bang
MIBR struggling there in the mid round for a moment. They understood that where those smokes were deep in mid could mean that there was a deep walk up. That was the case. Nerid and Zekin pushed all the way up. For a moment there, Aspas was on the angle towards mid. But gave it up to focus on anchoring A, playing around the trips when the null command hit came in. That was their undoing though, and that is one of the big advantages of the confidence SEN have. Those cyclines on mid are obnoxiously long, and that being able to smoke those off to contact walk up is a great way to get around just the way the map is laid out.
Yeah, at what point does Cortesia start thinking about tripping it? We did see that in the crew. Shy was putting these deep trips in mid.
Suppress मारता यार KO.
Yeah, at the moment he's just favored towards setting up anchoring kill trips for the sites. But you're right, that is going to have to be an adjustment at some point, or else they're going to have to commit too many other resources to picking those angles up.
And we saw in that game, there was a whole mini game about using your shots to try and guess where the trip was. Cross that bridge when we get to it, folks.
शर्म नहीं आ रही रे डीगल लेके उसको मार रहा
अरे नको नको रे implying that he's dove into it, sees nothing at the post and is just trying to sell this as well as he can.
गलती से हक दिया या इसी से मेरी स्क्रिप्ट खराब हुई मैं गान मार देता हूँ
oh he's unhinged and Cortesia's head goes rolling.
You can't be getting away
with that. मेरी स्क्रिप्ट से बाहर जा रही क्या रे तुम
this is like catnip for MIBR. Eventually he goes down, but it's all gonna be on Artisan.
I will not narrate you
Stop
now.
this flood of players.
Do whatever you want.
Flash will herald their arrival, and in they come. Artisan just doesn't have the weapon to hold them at bay. It's all coming apart the seams here for MIBR. And they're short on threat.
Aspas with the share of Nazwar recovered Narrate's rifle off that great, I mean, I want to say sell towards the B site, which it was. But a little bit extra on top.
Push, push. Phases to warp
Aspas push.
And he still gets the kill.
Guys, sorry. आज थोड़ा वॉल्यूम इधर-उधर हो गया कहीं बोलते हो उल्ले मिल गया आज पता नहीं उसके आजू-बाजू लो सराउंडिंग्स ओके we'll behave like a good neighbors okay we'll not shout अपन नहीं चिल्लाएंगे यार
the next round here for MIBR. Aspas only dropping the sheriff to the ground. Really, Celsius?
Vote for Celsius bundle. Celsius अगर उसको मारा इधर spawn में spawn check कर
Celsius drops his.
Zelsis on a mission to
push
get
कौन करे बोले थे कुछ स्क्रिप्ट के बाहर कहीं जा रहा तू
did this dude pop off in Lotus like 4 or 5
ये तो स्क्रिप्ट के बाहर गया
The raid is so cracked.
So many ults. Oh, Cortesia got the tank as well.
खुले में ठहर के निकला रे
Timing's pretty bad. They're overwhelmed there. Great sell. I mean, you know, Zekin dipped his toe in, threw a cloud burst, you know, dashed around a little bit. But I mean, you're not going to argue with that rate teeping into the side. You're going to be convinced that it's a hit at that point. MIBR call a timeout here as they lose 4 consecutive rounds, and combined to the next one, you have to think that Aspas defensive operator play has got to come into effect soon.
That's what we saw in the mix after the defensive timeout was called at the tail end of Lotus by Coach Fraud. So we'll see if that's going to be a common trend here. This is obviously a map where the op can dominate due to those aforementioned sightlines that are just so far. But dangerous when you're just getting smoked off. Not even dangerous, just frustrating. You can't, some of those angles Aspas isn't going to be able to pick up, though. That's not to say he doesn't have the confidence to swing through smokes with the op, go for a quick shot and dash away.
How does that fare against, you know, this SEN with more smokes than an average Texas barbecue restaurant?
Yeah, it is tough. Those mid angles are not going to be easy to pressure. But it is something I imagine they're going to want to lean into. They've got a few ults here coming into this round, but nothing of massive significance outside of a cosmic divide, perhaps. And the Aspas does have that op, and well, he has the Blade Storm as well, if things get scrappy.
4-1 here for Sentinels. They started on the defense side of this map against G2 and were just slowly bundled out of the game without their consent. MIBR's Abyss, yep, they've won 13-8 against Crew, 13-10 against EG, 13-10 against C9 on this map.
Aspas is pushed in front of those smokes in mid to pick up the more aggressive angle action, then just retreats back through the nebula. There's the dark cover over for the vent walkway.
Probing here at B. Again, not the same density of kill trips for Koteji. He finally has tripped mid, so he's a little bit less architecture to work around here. And Zekin will catch onto it, but it's just an info trip. Nowhere to play off of that. Senna pretty much under MIBR's noses already, and they got another wave of these smokes. It's going to let them walk up on this site.
Yeah, pause from Sen as they want to wait for those cages to expire. Spike goes down.
Still no chance for Aspas to make use of that operator. Now forced into a retake. Zekin got to hold his nerve here. Aspas pops himself up and Zekin pulls out. He doesn't want a bar of it. Aspas down to 4, man. This has not worked at all. This smoke-heavy comp just chokes out MIBR. Even the trip over towards mid, MIBR getting conditioned to invest more resources on a part of the map that Sen didn't care less about in that round.
Up until this point, it has to be stated again how much better Zelsis is playing, and specifically with his utility. Map 1 with the Vice, but right now, his flashes are getting work done. Those second layers of utility with the high flash that Zekin is able to swing off of there, they all fight shelf together off the back of Zekin taking that initial contact. So much better than some of the flashes we saw yesterday against G2. I'm loving this so far. This is the attack side that we just didn't get to see much of. But my question really is, you know, if MIBR are to make a comeback here when the sides swap, unless they rally back now, you know, how many do they need on defense if Sen are not able to step it up on their own defensive side from what we saw against G2?
Aspas is positively bristling after that last round goes horribly wrong. So it gets the silverware out.
What is up? What is up? What is up?
That Aldrin from Nosware doesn't spot anything. Another slow start to the round for Sen, but these smokes to cut these angles off. Nosware falls off the line, and Aspas beautifully done. Gets in and gets out, clean as a whistle.
Looks like we were about to witness the attack.
Anyway. And now we fall back to those post-plant positions. Bang and Zelsis in the side itself. John down to 5, so he's playing right back towards Coast. And here's that cosmic divide thrown up by Bang.
Excellent. This is going to be so tough for MIBR to get through. They want a pop flash. Here comes Aspas.
In he goes. Bang does fall. Aspas gets some knife purchase, and Zelsis is on his own. Pinged out by the rule theft. Still pretty classy with the right click. Aspas is coming for him though, and he knows it. He doesn't care. Not too shabby. But not quite enough for Sen in that round. There's a thrifty here for MIBR.
A team that has certainly been defined by the star power, and it's Aspas on this map in particular. You know, we mentioned it against Cruz, that 29 for 9 game. He came up with the Blade Storm in the exact same position.
Yeah, you've got to be ready for it.
Gets the one, dashes out.
No chance for it.
Aspas has some of the best jet movement in the world, but specifically when he needs to retreat, he is excellent at getting out of tough situations. really excels in those kind of moments. And then the re-push in past the Cosmic Divide, Pop Flash coming through to support him. Gets their economy stabilized. They recover a bunch of those rifles. Now they have the AWP back in his hands. He's playing towards Heaven Ospas.
Young Zekin ready to turn it up a notch. Stinger and Bladestorm for this round, so able to pocket a bit of extra money. Ospas on a really passive angle here. Those trips all committed to the A side of the map this time around. Okay, so plenty to see in mid, honestly.
Yeah, spotting out that Omen who has made a lot of presence up in mid for Sentinels. That's going to draw some attention from MIBR. Notice Cortezia towards the upper right of the minimap now has to cover a more passive angle towards mid as the split onto A. He's trying to come in from Sen. They have a lot of util to deal with for the anchors.
Cortezia's got to stay alive here. Zekin. Dodge, duck, dip, dive, dodge. Nope, not going to be good enough. The rate ends up going down to that Hunter's Fury in the end. Shenum is so dependable as an anchor. Up to Zelsis once more.
Yeah.
And as MIBR starting to string them together. Beautifully done. Aspas with a safe angle in mid doesn't really see the need to get involved. They play to the extremities.
The Hunter's Fury from Noswar was excellent on this timing. Forcing Zekin into a tough situation. At the moment I'm questioning, where are the shot darts to break these trips? We're just running into the first one, the closest one. Those have to get broken.
Yeah, we're looking at John. Start to open those up a little bit more. They've got to be aware that Cortezia is investing those heavily in these sort of grid matrices on these sites.
And yet again in this default double smoke for top mid, but Ospas, he walks through.
So much information for Ospas. Artisan sees everything he needs to and gets some free damage on bang at that.
Absolutely shuts down Sen's effort to press forward there. They have to slow the round down at this point. And that's the kind of trip that they're going to need to place. They're going to have to sacrifice site trips just to have some passive information on mid. Yeah,
they can't be destroyed in fairness by a shotgun. They've really been looking to do that.
Ospas is rotated over to the proper site. Null command pop. This is for the 10 hit, but the smoke drops.
And that's what happened to Zekin so many times yesterday on this map. This time he's able to flip the script. And two MIBR players fall before they can have a say.
This is so disconnected from MIBR. Zekin is watching the flank patiently. Can Cortezia win the duel? He can't. It's all on our team.
Gotta know there's a player sat here. This is such a common spot to hold for defenders, but we have a cancel briefly called here by SEN. They're going for the re-hit now. That second wave of util. Zekin though was felled instantly. Bang! Able to just collapse on Artisan while he's stunned out. And now Shenum has so much to do from here. Close for comfort there, but SEN exit the round with 2 up.
MIBR, unfortunately for their sake, getting really disconnected with the swings over on B. After the Nebula drop off spots, it's just firing range in his face. 4 players to shut him down in this moment. But then swing out of heaven, he's facing into all of these players. Haphazard to say the least. Cortezia then, he feels like he needs to be a hero, but he's being watched on the mid-flank, dropped a rope.
And that's 2 like back-to-back rounds from Aspas where his positioning's been nothing short of audacious. First the push ahead of the mid-smoke, and then that out in the open. This time punished.
Now playing in a leaf-like position, gets the first, can he get out? He's caught on the wall. That is a disaster.
But that's a second round where he's committed an operator into it. Zelsis coming forward now. Null command. Active for Zelsis. Cortezia doesn't quite have the line up there. Still no stick on the spike. There it is. Bang gets it down, and then a relatively unscathed SEN are just going to back off and play post-plant.
Yeah, opting to retreat for main. They still have a little bit of util to play with. There's a molly for Zelsis for some delay. John can drone just to make sure that no one's pushing too close. Gets a tag on Cortezia.
Uncomfortable. That's going to slow things down further. Narrate does get pinged out by the 0 points. John looks like he's got some shot darts set up here. Delta sprays down through that cyber cage. Down to 2 are MIBR. They're running out of time, but Cortezia finds 3, twirling his moustache evilly. Got a chance here to salvage a round, but time is not on his side. Into the cyber cage, give it a tap, and hope for the best. He'll get another gun out of the game here, and Narrate has to hack around and give up his gun to.
Ultimately, there are just too many SEN players remaining in main. I like that teleport position from Narrate as well, just offering an additional element to their crossfire when the MIBR players are forced to get forward. Another timeout call from them.
One enemy remaining.
Tell you what. These youngsters on MIBR, impressive.
I tanked everybody's flash in that game. Oh.
Including your teammates, perhaps?
Zelsus. Can we check in on the flash?
Was that passive aggressiveness from the rest? Timeout here called by MIBR. That's the kind of round where just the sheer volume of that smoke util coming out from Sentinels, plus the early pick on
अभी कुछ खुला है क्या
मतलब
वो देखो गाइस तुम लोग
Aspas not able to have an impact.
तो हैदराबाद से तो बोलो जरा
dropped away quickly.
By the way, we're 10 rounds in and Zelsus is again top fragging the entire server with 12 kills right now. This guy's form is really elevated at the end of this tournament. Lives for the high pressure situations.
चलो आ रहा scene
A pretty satisfied looking SEN City so far. Some MIBR presence dotted amongst them. 7-3 is the score. Another great first half for Sentinels. But again, that's kind of what they want to do with this composition wide is get on the attack side first, stifle off those op angles. And look at this comp, it really has made it hard for Aspas to shine with the defensive operator play.
SEN gathered up towards this A side. Maybe intending on going for a split down mid. Again, here are those smokes, disrupting information for MIBR.
Door tod ke seedha andar.
Apply anything.
Door tod tha.
It's going to keep Noswell right back watching
door
that
tod
line.
tha kya? Bag
is in a position to tower quickly. In he goes.
Yeah, there's the vent break, and there's the shock dart. John wants to break the trips.
Into the site they go. Still a trip up, but it's not in a position to really impact Sentinels at this point. They're in the site. John's already gone down. All the Astra util for a post-plant setup now. No longer available. It's an awkward buy for MIBR. Aspas has the hero rifle. Coming back to defend the score now.
This is going to be next to impossible for MIBR. There's not a lot of post-plant util for Sentinels. That may be the one saving grace. Still, though, the weaponry is just so weak. You're relying on Aspas and Noswell right now.
It's really only a recon, you're right, but they'll anchor this. Zeka will sit in the site and throw down. The guns aren't great here for MIBR, so numbers is something they have to leverage. Someone got pinged out there. 0 points being exchanged, and we're getting pretty close now on time. Noswell found 2, but eventually he'll be brought down. It's really elementary for Sentinels. Smoke deep in mid, get Narrate into tower. And get in a 1-kill, smoke it out, play for the post plant.
The numbers are just too overwhelming. And again, that weaponry is too weak. Cortezia had a moment where he could have maybe gotten the headshot with the Sheriff, but if he had a rifle there, probably would have converted.
Aspas
moments like that it comes down to.
He's one of the students of
13 kills and 13 assists.
Hello, Aspas.
It's just lights out from this guy right now.
Aspas, of course, is the kill leader in VCT Americas. He'll be the first to pass 2,000.
Oh no.
Will be on this map though.
Glass cannon operator for him towards B, and what do you know? 2 smokes and a recon deep into mid for SEN, and they're gonna go ahead and walk up for free.
Yep. This time though, there's a bit more than just Narrate getting into vent. He does break it open, so that already is starting to furrow the brow of the defenders over there. Camera ping, I think they're on the second. This is gonna force MIB. Look, where are they safe on this site? Nowhere really.
Only in this smoke shot, or the trips rather weren't broken.
But bang, what a swing. His open is a bit awesome. Walking up into that site, and again, it feels like losing for Sentinels this situation. We've got a post plant with even more utility than they had earlier to work with. Bang has a star up still. And he can make use of this cosmic divide, yeah. It's round 12. Pop off, King.
This is certainly going to a 9-3. Aspas just can't win this out with the off, with the Hunter's Fury on him.
It looks like he's playing Subway Surfers, up, down, left, right. Dodging everything, that's pretty clean. Again, this is an objective game, folks, and Aspas has 20 solitary points of health left. 19 more than he needs, in fairness. But it's a Sisyphean task for him. And Sentinels have another 9-3 half.
Two consecutive maps.
They were just splitting A with ease. MIBR never went for a aggressive mid-round play in mid. Maybe there could have been a moment where they try to pop flash out with multiple players, catch one of those SEN guys walking up, contacting. It never came, and SEN were able to get all of their perfect executes off, making it look all too easy.
It's round lead of the half. We've got Rivington standing by with Sentinel CEO Rob Moore, who I'm sure has got a smile on his face.
That's right, I'm joined by Rob Moore down here on the stage, CEO of Sentinels. I gotta ask, things are looking a little bit better today, especially on Abyss. How you feeling?
A little bit better than yesterday. Yesterday I was just pacing around all angry. But, you know, this is like Masters Madrid. For those of you who didn't notice, what happened at Masters Madrid, we got ruled by Gen G, went to the loser bracket, won, and then came back and took out Gen G. So hopefully the script writers are liking sequels.
In a little bit of that fact, we were talking earlier, you're saying, yeah, they might have Aspas, but today we have Zalsis. What's it been like watching Zalsis get aces and just absolutely frag out game one?
That is the craziest, that is probably the craziest map I think I've seen. But yeah, Zalsis has the hack because he is using both the SEN Classic and the SEN Mouse.
It's easy. We were looking earlier, and he's like, I don't even really watch the game at the end. I just look for Zalsis to get hype and actually go for the cheers. What else? How are you feeling about Narrate today? He's playing a lot better. How's it been having him on the squad?
Narrate brings a lot of energy, but he's young, so he's very streaky. But when he's feeling it, so like you could tell yesterday, the thing I was most impressed yesterday is how rough map 1 was, but he came back map 2 and he led the team in kills, so that was impressive. His ability to really get back in there.
Awesome. Before I let you go here, you get a lot of Valorant to watch now. You got Qbert Academy as well. How's it been having a bit more to the family?
Qbert Academy is the best because, for better or worse, we can't win Ascension, so I don't have to stress as much. So we can just have a lot of fun, and Tarek has decided to watch party, so we just goof around, and it's the one time where Tarek doesn't jinx the team. Because the biggest change today, Tarek is hating me right now, is Tarek is not sitting here. Tarek's at home today. So we have hope. We can win today.
Oh, sorry, little bro. Rob,
absolutely,
thank you
sir.
so much.
I've written the script
team.
according to the sense.
There's a lot going on in the Sentinels engine room at the moment. It's great to have Qbert Academy in challenges. You can check that out, of course, during the week, Tuesday, Wednesdays. You might even see myself and Dr. Wyatt River over there occasionally. But again,
Zalsis
and Narrate, two players who we're not usually seeing in the spotlight for this team, but man, they've really come alive, showing us this depth to this Sentinels roster.
Two players, though, to the match we have to call back to, which is SEN versus G2. We're struggling so much on defense. Narrate was just getting overwhelmed, anchoring that B site on countless rounds. The way that G2 were exploiting mid there. Did SEN do enough on this attack half to win? Or will their defense just be better today?
MIBR only managed 4 rounds after going down 3-9 on Lotus, but a very different map. And a side that Sentinels showed some clear difficulty with yesterday. And also was going to get the shock of a lifetime.
So is Cortesia, both of them brought low.
Great damage. Damage alone does not win rounds. However, definitely go a long way towards that. Aspas here is about to have to hold back the hordes of Hades.
He is all alone. He has to pop off in this situation.
Paranoia is going to whistle past him. It's going to be 1-by-1 stuff. And Aspas in a great position to cut them down. Eventually Sen get their act together. Double swing, John QT going to walk over the kill. Cortesia flattened. Nozwa low. Genom not in a position to intervene, but the shock is good. Oh, it's perfect. That is stunning. Double shock and kill, and Genom swoops in for the credit.
we got a pistol round defined by shock darts. And Aspas on that deep position on his lonesome.
He did enough.
Orton and him really got disconnected in how they wanted to play backside. Orton swinging alone, didn't have that trade. And now it's Aspas staring down. The horde coming forward, gets his 2, and offers enough delay that these SEN guys have to get on the spike ASAP. Nas was chilling with his shock darts in main the entire time. A must-win pistol round for MIBR.
Did I remind you, MIBR immediately got thrifted after winning the pistol in the second half of Lotus. They better have their wits about them.
गांडू मैपा चूज करेगा रे भाई एसेंट वगैरह चूज करो ना
Surely.
Ascent नहीं है working
no way right into the stack. They
Bind भी नहीं लिया
never walk into this stack and feed their players away.
But already seeing this Cortesia mid lurk though, he might be able to glean enough information to expose Sentinel's defense plan as well.
This was something that was highlighted by Mimi on the desk. Cortesia is at looking mid. Right first
kill. He might have a timing here. I don't know if Senna ready for this at all. Bang, thinks about it. You ready? Oh, Homie's in the astral plane! Cooking Pop-Tarts! He's still able to pop back down and clean up Cortesia. We're in a 2 versus 4.
And when you are that Sentinel with the ghost as well.
Fair enough.
Shout out to G2.
Yeah. Shout out to Lothar.
Shout out to
Shout out to all the VALORANT fans.
Never gets old. What happened to the game I love?
उन लोगों का मोमेंटम चल रहा है अभी फिर से डिले करा है ना चले जाता हो
Aspas closing in on that 2,000 kill mark.
It was mental.
मोमेंटम डिले नहीं करा अरे लोग गाड़ी पल्सर
no one else is even close right now.
Not even close.
If he gets to 12.
It's the magic number, folks. All right. Sen not able to thrifty this time around. Guns in hands. Ready to go.
And this is not too bad at all for an MIBR bonus looking at the buy. They have some good rifles here. They're gathered up towards A main. Not a lot of util defensively for Sen on this A site. It's reliant on Zekin wanting to take this first engagement and then dash away dodges. The flash gets some damage in.
Nice one.
Able to dash before caught by the 0 point.
Zekin's in, suppressed, but is ready to throw down Aspas, his first victim.
Deathmatch versus real match.
Gets him out, back to safety. They pull off the site.
That is exactly what he wants to do in that situation. He's just fighting for one and to get out. Plays it to perfection. Man advantage retake.
Arzin, a lot of damage on Noswa, just getting into the site in the first place.
Can Cortesia get this backstab through Vent though?
Got up ropes somehow, but he's left the rest of MIBR out at sea. He's able to make use of the fact that he sneakily got into tower here. The Zekin's going to be hot on his heels, baby. Kills for the pride of New Jersey. And Sentinels stretch the lead to 5.
4 effortless looking kills for the star of Sentinels that has had to be the star for this team when they're coming up short. He's the one who's been able to turn the tide.
Must have lanced like a cobra with all the carrying he did so far. But didn't have to be the standout in that last map.
Nice, Zach. Let's
Who was narrating Zelsis stepping up?
मेरी script writing इतनी अच्छी है देखे.
I wonder how things would have turned out if he had never gotten that ace clutch against Loud. We might be looking at a totally different tournament. But that's what he brings to Sen. A level of star power that most teams just do not have. He's one of the best in the world, regarded as that for a reason.
फिर next round
MIBR,
Money in the Bank, Royal Rumble
everything on the
जीती.
line. This is their map pick.
उसके बाद
On the
फिर
verge of
से
being stolen away.
सेन जीती, फिर सेन जीती खत्म हो जाता.
Change of util spots Aspas in the middle of the map.
door आसपास तू इधर. मैं कुछ नहीं बोलता. आसपास भाई deathmatch खेलता है.
Put an owl drone in the link direction.
It gets into a pretty forward position, so it does actually cover a lot of ground.
Doesn't say too much though about what Sen's setup is. They just spot
gap नक्को दे उन्हें वो उठा लेता.
And just a few seconds ago, after that drone expired, Zelsis threw his 0 point over towards B main, didn't catch anyone, and you can see him now rotating off, picking up mid. He gets the kill on Cortesia because of that info he got. And of course, a snappy shot with the form he's in. Can Zekin make magic happen, anchoring again?
He's holding for a shot here, hoping for a ping from somebody, doesn't get it. Does he just audaciously swing out? I'd be terrified. Zekin! Aspas catches it.
Big risk taken. Shut down for it.
Idea अच्छा था.
Hunter's Fury to deny the retake. Deny someone sticking the spike. He's retreated over towards main. Even as shock darts as well. We saw the value we got from those before.
Aspas on the verge of a massive milestone. Here in VCT Americas, that was ugly. Oh, he's brought down. Zelsis busts in there. And Narrate rattles down. And there it is. It's going to be up to Noswa. Ooh, buddy, this is a tall order. Zelsis already on the defuse, getting it to half. Noswa Gonna have that weapon dropped, no doubt about it.
इन लोगों की टीम में एक बार एक राउंड में एक जना मारता है, ऐसा सीन है मसला. सब लोग एक साथ नहीं मारेंगे एक राउंड में. एक राउंड में तू संभाल ले बेटे, एक राउंड में मैं संभाल लेते.
And ready for MIBR to win. Things were a mess for SEN in spawn. There's also is out in the open. Just we gotta calm down a little bit there.
It's like he's feeding seagulls.
All good. He immediately swings and finds the kill though.
Zeka was posted up inside that smoke at the start of the round, hoping for a ping off of John.
Nice! Oh my god, what a night, Jordan. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, genuinely, 0 points in that round that were crucial for Zelsis. His utility is so much better today.
Sentinels, a win here sets them up with a date with Pearl. A map that's been great for them. A chance to just breeze into Bangkok and the finals here of kickoff.
You are divided.
All right, MIBR now with the Cosmic Device. Zelsis confidently steps ahead of it. Artazine just walks into that one. Look at this.
Iron lobby में वैसा नहीं कर तू रे. इधर bang.
Oh my goodness! Aspas sat down.
Yeah, man.
The backdrop 4 in the round. Give him another. Nosworth, no interest in fairy tales. For him, he's living the cold hard reality of falling behind 5-12. And that's nothing to smile about.
20 HP remaining. SEN players posted up. There's even a flank coming from Zekin.
Strong wind to blow him over here. Zekin, force of nature that he is, will close the account. And we are now at map point. Sentinels, a 7-round lead. But what is this flick?
Oh my god, the speed on that is sickening.
You are horrible. You are terrible.
That's messed up, man. Last chance for MIBR. Their own map pick, and yet SEN are winning in more dominant fashion than they did on their own map pick. Lotus first. It's starting on that attack side that really gets the ball rolling for this composition, and then they just have to close it out with a significant advantage.
छोड़ दे spike छोड़ दे. वहाँ चुद spike. लौटेगा
for him.
Yeah, it was interesting to hear Nas was saying in an interview before the game, these two teams have never played each other before.
कितनी बार बोल के प्लान करते रे माच. बोला ये क्या रे?
So SEN are coming in with a
इन
style
एंगल आवाज जनते ले जाते बाकी चीज़.
not used to. They don't have that experience.
And they only had overnight to study the VODs from this Abyss gameplay.
Yeah, of course you can say the same
Money
thing
in the Bank team
for the
बिचारी
Sentinels
Royal Rumble
team,
वाली.
right?
Well, there's been a lot of
Crossing
tape
हो गई.
honestly for MIBR Abyss.
I mean, MIBR, compared to other teams in this tournament, they played
Crossing
5 games already. There's a lot to review for these guys. You know Kaplan has just been in the laboratory.
Yeah, another hidden disadvantage of having to run the lower bracket to
Crossing
get
हो
to
गई
this
रे.
game.
It's been a gauntlet for them. 4 wins in a row up until this point.
खेल ले इधर.
SEN getting pretty active, swarming like a kicked angel over on the side. And there's your boy John. Gets a bit of glory for himself.
Bang तो अभी किधर देख
Push
रहा
up there
है?
for Bang again. The confidence we saw in that previous round is carried over. Ends up being his undoing here, but here it is. Oh man!
GG's.
He has buys if you have the coin. I've got the vibes for days.
Just Aspas, the miracle worker, left. 1 kill and he gets to that 2,000 in VCT.
Talk about bittersweet for Aspas.
But
A kill that could
ultimately-
be inconsequential.
Just doesn't matter.
Next match. Next match.
He
2000.
shuts him down. Another lights out map from Zelsis, continuing the snappy aim, getting crucial kills, but my god, the difference in his utility night and day
Second
from
bro.
this game versus the one against G2 yesterday. He is having such outsized impact. I mean, he does end up top fragging this game through with the last kill. Why not? He is in peak form. This is the best play I've ever seen from him.
And this team,
Thank
when
you.
they get that wake-up call, especially with Kaplan at the helm, it really galvanizes them. They almost always bounce back from those brutal losses, and yesterday, you'd absolutely count that as one of them. The upside for them is that Bangkok is still on the line. They'll have time to prepare. And of course, they're up 2-0 in this series. You've got to be pleased with that.
This is against an MIBR, this newly formed team, bringing up these upcoming talents in Brazil from challengers teams. They have never played in a game with this level of pressure, and now they have to bounce back from being down 2-0, getting crushed on their own map pick. Heading to Pearl, a home map for SEN. It's time to rally back for MIBR.
And MIBR not lost on Pearl yet in this kickoff. We're going to go to break, folks, and when we come back, we're going to hear from our analysts as they prepare us for map 3 with a lot on the line.
और स्प्लिट फोर्थ मैप पे रे, थर्ड मैप लगाना स्प्लिट। Look, split देखने में मजा आता है।
I've got a bunch of different mice.
When you find the one, you know it's the one.
전 이게 제일 좋은 것 같아요.
Look at this. Isn't this perfect?
누가 만들었는지 알려주는 것도 같이 들어있고.
This mouse is ready for a fashion show.
It's Pulsar by me.
It's by me.
It's Pulsar by you.
Pulsar by me? What should I buy it? मेरे आँखा कई को ऐसा दर्द कर देख के तुम। काना सो जा जरा, काना सो स्नैक्स भाई उसमें आएगा मीम्स कुछ तो भी चटैक क्या ज़्यादा है बिल्ला
चलाओ और म्यूजिक सबका चौधरी चला लो पंजाबी सॉन्ग तो बहुत दूर की बात है भोजपुरी चला लो लेवल सीरियसली यू पीपल हैव मेंटल डेप्रिवेशन।
हेलो मैम, एक डाउट था।
बताइए जी आपका डाउट क्या है?
मैम अगर नेशनल एनिमल और नेशनल एंथम दोनों एक साथ आ जाए तो हम लोग को रुकना है ना भागना है?
जरा कोई और क्वेश्चन का आंसर देगा जरा मेरे बिहाफ पे ये।
मैम ज्यादा बादाम खाने से क्या होता है?
तेरे को तो मैं बताऊंगी ज्यादा बादाम खाने से क्या होता है।
ज्यादा दिमाग आता।
अरे दादा तलवार लेके निकल गए थे अंग्रेजों को मारने, मगर अफसोस रास्ते में तलवार केस कराने में देर हो गई जब तक देश आजाद हो गया। जय हिंद।
क्या फेंक रहे मियाँ? बेटी चोद के
कीजिए रजिस्टर में। बड़ा दिल लगा के काम कर रहा है।
थैंक यू साहब।
रात को मुट्ठी मारता है।
हाँ?
थैंक यू बोल रहा है। मैं ड्यूटी पे मुट्ठी नहीं मारता साहब। अच्छा मुट्ठी नहीं मारता? हाँ मुट्ठी नहीं मारता?
केड़े?
मैं तो रात को मुट्ठी मार के सो गया था साहब। और वहाँ 3-3
तू मुट्ठी मार के सो गया ने मुट्ठी बजा दिया इसकी पीठ पे।
Aishwarya in Hollywood or Aishwarya in Hindi films? Aishwarya in my arms.
चले बेटी चोद के
तारे पिछवाड़े में तो धो निकल
जाएगा।
यदि बहन पाल रहे हो बेटा।
डब विच घोड़ा रखदा नी तो यार तेरा घोड़े वर्गा।
या कुछ हो मैं तो उसको सीरियस है तीनों बहन जो जिसको माला है वो भी देख रहा है निकालो। खुदा दे भाई पहाड़ पे से खुदा दे। सीट बेल्ट निकाल वहीं एग्जिट बटन हवा में। चिल ब्रो दहेज फिर से आता रहता।
दर्द ही दर्द बाकी रहा है सीने में।
सच में भाई।
हेलमेट कहाँ है? हेलमेट हेलमेट किधर?
Where do you want to work?
Korea.
Korea. Nice. Why Korea?
Here BTS army.
तेरी में की चुत।
इस गेंड लोग के लिए बचा रहे हो तुम। आइस We are BTS
I mean,
army.
mechanics are what we talk about.
जी
And
मेरे
Lord
से
MIBR
BTS
for,
army.
honestly, is having on their side, but
वो
the
लड़ा
SEN
हमको
players are
झाड़
hit.
बराबर नहीं
Yeah,
समझते.
we talked a lot about the
We are
mistakes in the
BTS
fundamentals
army.
for Sentinels, losing them that last game, and I thought it looked on point here on their
It's a
attacking
chutiya
side.
log hai re
Last time MIBR was playing this, Osbus got to run rampant on the map, do whatever he wanted, but Sen had very good solutions, using their smokes to take space
Unlock
across
gets
the
strike,
map.
right?
They had very good timings
Hi,
off
cutie.
the KO utility on their executes. It looked like a much cleaner game for Sentinels.
Of course,
MIBR
of
were
course.
able to take the bolts of pistols, but I wanted to showcase a round here of Sentinels coming out with a great eco game plan. This is round 2, and John throws a recon dart. The idea here is to play recons through the smoke. So the recon dart lands, and look at that, a TP and a dash inside. This is pistols against some level of weaponry on the other side of things. And if you look from their POV here, updraft, dash in with Narrate, and Zekken is able to find illuminated targets on the other side that they take down and snowball into a round win. This breaks the MIBR economy. It's a great game plan to throw out on an eco round as you're just looking for like a cheeky pick to be able to make it work. And they take this forwards into a dominant series of momentous rounds where they're able to go just cascade. The dominoes fell from this very spot.
And a reason that's so important as well as we were talking about the win cons for MIBR, Aspas
Yo,
operator.
मेरी
If
photo
they win
कौन
the
लगाया
pistol,
उधर?
they win the follow-up, they have the economy
Same here.
rolling to actually get that in his hands. They had a few rounds, don't get me wrong, where they managed to scramble it together, but Sen was still having good game plans, I think, to cook up to avoid it in the first place.
It was also a continuation of step-ups from the players that Sentinels needed. Absolutely coming from Celsius again.
डब्बे विच मोड़ा में कदा प्यार नहीं हाँ जी मैं हूँ माइक पे लाइट
अंधे की बीवी का कत्ल हुआ गूंगे ने देखा गूंगा कैसे बताएगा अंधे को भाभी मर गई
रिस्क लेना है
ऐसा मेरे साथ ही होता है, ये सबके साथ होता है कि जब ठंड आती है तो ये पूरे वाइट हो जाते हैं ऐसे होड़ ना. अब मेरी
मम्मी रहती है
यार तेरी मम्मी ना ओके है. मतलब ऐसी नहीं है जैसा सुना था, पर जैसी भी है ना कल तक घर आ जाएगी. ठीक है.
Chechia on top.
चलो तुम्हारे हिस्से की जमीन और जायदाद उठाओ इसे और निकल जाओ यहाँ से. तुम हमारे खून का सबसे बदनाम खतरा हो, इस हवेली का सबसे बेकार.
भाई मेरी वीडियो को लीक कर रहा है भाई.
तालिबानी वाइग्रा खा के कहाँ चौदम पट्टी कर रहे थे तुम लोग?
सॉरी सर, प्लीज हमें कॉलेज से मत निकलवाइए सर.
इनका और एक दोस्त वाइग्रा खाता है. और एक दोस्त वाइग्रा खाता है?
सर उसका खड़ा नहीं होता है.
तो फिर किसका होता है? हाँ अभिजीत.
क्या बक रहे हो मादर चोद?
मुझे फर्क नहीं पड़ता
कि चूत भाई मत करो रे. मुझे फर्क नहीं पड़ता.
Sentinels, that is quite game and very prepared. Can MIBR bounce back? That is a question on everyone's mind. Map 3 coming up after this quick break. Don't go anywhere.
I will go. Who will stop me?
Take down your outfit.
This is from Hill Road. It's for like 200. This is from local market, again Linking Road, 500.
Okay.
These are from Nike, 3000.
And what's the most expensive thing they have with you?
Oh, I have rod in my leg, so that's the most expensive thing I have.
How much it cost?
3 lakhs.
Like, are you AI or something now?
No, I wish I could be.
You can run faster?
From my problems, yes.
Would like to take no.
किस कलर की चड्डी पहने हो?
किस कलर की चड्डी पहनी है? अच्छा, वंडर डे टू सब इंटरनेट प्लीज यार यार गाइस, तुम लोग के भी घर में हुआ कभी ऐसा? मैं भैंचोद बचपन में बॉल से खेल रहा था, इतनी जोर से मारा वो दीवार को लग के वापस जाके गुल्लक रहता है ना, गुल्लक को लग के टूटा है बे। पूरा पैसा फैला हुआ, उसमें से आधा पैसा छिटे। Hell no! Again, this is just some lucky, bro. Bull. भाई पक्का श्योर भाई भैया, बच्चा उठने के बाद पूछा होगा मैं कहाँ हूँ, पक्का पूछा होगा भाई। इतने ले लो, जल्दी 3-0 करो भाई।
Gonna be tough to get as much value as you want out of the KJ against Sentinel's comp. We'll have to see what MIBR have prepared. It's do or die. All time, they've played 3 matches against SEN before this one. They've never won a map. They're down 0-6, now 0-8. With any iteration of their roster, when these organizations have matched up, they need to rally back. The rookies need to come to life. Aspas needs to lead them.
Aspas will have his 2000th kill in VCT Americas on this map. Higher than anybody else in any other international league, and he'd love for it not to be bittersweet.
किसके आगे
Might
थे?
be able to
G2
need this map to stay alive.
It's Nazra who's actually now rotated into halls. Was in a more passive position, but wants to play with Artzin. Wants to get out, routed by the guided salvos.
Completely clears halls. Artzin going to play close to it. Anti-flash! And whips himself around. Ends up being a 1-for-1, but Nazra has seen better days. He's low, and Cortesi is forced out by this Arcros.
इन्हें 2 मारा ना?
Hit new cool comp from SEN.
Head मारा क्या?
Made it hard for MIBR to have anything to say about that hit.
They are triple stacked up back halls, but MIBR don't have any utility piece to get them out of there.
Delsis shows. Cortesia will be noted now as Aspas goes down, still denied that 2000.
क्या कर रहा है उन्हें? उसको नहीं मालूम था क्या पीछे वाले
ने? Really led the way for MIBR on a very underwhelming Abyss. Will fall and give seconds to.
Archie was trying to his Jogamo cosplay, hiding in that same little corner tucked behind the nebula. But only got one. Sentinels learning from their woes against G2 in that instance. Tough start for MIBR.
देख वो हेड मारा मुझे तो गया।
Once again, an imposter among us.
पूरे तो बता।
And we see immediately in that round as well.
इन लोगों के mic off कर दिए।
Trying to play some of those positions where you dug into the side back halls, you're just going to get crushed by Sentinel's aggressive utility.
So once more here, we are going to head towards the V side.
चल
going to guard the cross, so even if Cortesia was holding the line, he would not have seen this.
अरे मस्त जाता है रे वो।
Stroke gets down.
It's just so good. It covers so much distance.
अरे कोई मेरे को करो ना रे, प्लीज वो करो रे।
Prowler cleared and okay. Stinger go brrr, Cortesia trying to hold his own, but eventually the Prowler comes to call. Nosma drops on down, but is dead before he hits the ground.
जा बुल्ला पकड़ के पीछे पीछे जा रहा है उसके बुल्ले।
3 up for MIBR.
गार्ड मारते अच्छा।
For SEN.
इसकी टीम अच्छी है सेकंड की।
Dimensional drift.
एक किधर टॉप टच मारता फिर एक किधर ऐसा हकता नहीं है सेकंड। दल्ला।
That will be massive next round.
चीज बढ़िया है।
For MIBR that has just not yielded any results so far.
वो प्लान चेंज हो गया।
Overrun on multiple occasions here on this B side.
पर उधर रिस्क दिखता मेरे को उधर प्लान देना। ये वाला अभी जो प्लान है ये वाला। इन लोगों को पोस्ट प्लान के इतने सारी चीजें अभी खेल रहे हैं पर नॉर्मली।
Moroccan mastermind wants for a bit more of a fight.
जाना है रे भाई। कौन सी का स्टिंगर लेके गया ना वैसे।
Round's all but done.
क्या ही फर्क।
Bang ops not to get aggressive with this ghost here. He brought heavy armor into the round, fair enough, and SEN string those quick couple together.
I'm excited to see what they have in store for us with the dimensional drift. That's going to be the pivotal element of this round. SEN love to try and pressure towards B, really insert second deep, almost pressed up to the site. like, to default, and then he'll gate crash, teleport back into an
बहुत
A
अलग
split.
Fnatic
Maybe the, maybe two going through Art and he goes to the other two in A main. They run a lot of plays like that.
Also the heavy Taeho util into halls and then Zekken gate crashes or comes out of Dimensional Drift into that spot and is deep on the site ready to fight for it.
Sentinels in this tournament have won the massive majority of rounds where they have Dimensional Drift, some 90+% of them.
That is
getting the information into Link.
That is quite the stat wire.
And he has the gate crash to get back to the rest of his team.
Oh, we're doing this. Artisine already goes down. Bang playing so patiently, waiting for the push-up. Bucky is a little outranged here, but there's John once again finds a kill off the salvo.
And it's just all too easy when Zekken can ping everybody out.
Sorry, this is a bonus with a Bucky and a Spectre.
Astra को मारते भी चलता हो गया उधर उसको कैसा मारा
Tornado is on the hunt. It's a better of Bang and comes out unscathed.
Already though the plan for MIBR had been just to save. And Oswar and Shannon were not. Management towards B. The Dimensional Drift is just such an insanely powerful ultimate, and especially so in this meta where Taeho Breach is really prevalent. Being able to ping these players had retreated into Link, then they're enclosed in that tight space. It's just free for John.
And despite MIBR being happy to mix in these double duelist comps, something a little bit different, there are some maps like this where they are really playing such a traditional style. Comps that you could argue have been power crept a little bit with Taeho and Yoru being so powerful.
The SEN came into this tournament running all of the new agents and putting a big emphasis on Yoru. It's been them and G2 playing the most of that duelist. It is just tragic. MIBR, they're able to get a reasonable buy into this round because of those saves, though. Few Guardians among them.
He's done it, by the way. 2,000 kills for Aspas. And it was a clean one, by the way.
Leading the globe.
Yeah, the most killingest player in every international league. I think Texas the next closest at like 1,760 odd. So he's clearing.
Early 0 point over towards A main. Didn't connect for MIBR, and it's going to allow Shannon to post up in a more aggressive position as center on this mid-exploration. Look at the space that Zekken is just proactively gaining. He can teleport out whenever he wants. He's going to take the risks.
Why not stay? He does, in fact, hang around a little longer. Down towards the bottom of Connector. Is that a main presence here for MIBR? They do have Shannon pushed up.
Sorry guys, lag हो रहा है. क्या ही कर सकते हैं? अब तुम लोग क्वालिटी भी
MIBR being forced to watch such passive angles, and with this noise cut, Zen.
Sorry, बाद में अपग्रेड हो जाएंगे अपन. टाइम के साथ सब हो जाता है.
An avenue to get in. He is committed. There's no gate crash available. Shannon is tucked in and ready to throw down. He knows he has no choice. It's do or die.
Pull.
With a Prowler does sniff him out. It doesn't matter. Shannon is electric. Beautiful transfer and both heads will roll. Celsius and Zekken are putting it together.
They're not out of the woods just yet.
One more Z. They might be asleep. Up on the site here, time is short. This is going to light them. Zekken clears it in time. Contesting now, the Arc Bros kept him at bay. Didn't buy enough time. Wasn't enough.
1v2
Celsius yet again.
MIBR, this is must win.
Oh, Celsius has to reload there. Takes so much damage. These are just taps on the spike. Celsius.
Wait! Line of fire
There was a shot. They were lined up next to each other.
That would have been quite something.
Shannon,
incredible control of A main in that round. Against the odds after getting chomped on by a Prowler.
Yeah, the round completely defined by him there. There was definitely a time period in the mid-round where he could feel the walls closing in on him after Zekken got all of that space towards Art playing off the stealth drone. He knew that there was going to come a time where he was going to get pinched by players in main and coming from the site.
Jeez, that's so rough. Just let him have a good day.
He's playing
Just
great.
let him have a day.
He's looking like an all-star today. We don't need to bring that up.
Man, we are going deep here to try
it's better to forget.
Deflate the cranium of Zelsis. Jesus.
Look
at the deep magic to keep him grounded. That's wild.
Aspas is pushed up here alone.
अगर 3-0 है तो जो भी बेचारे उधर बैठे हैं उन लोगों को तो प्रॉब्लम मेरे को प्रॉब्लम नहीं है तो जाके फिजिक्स का टैक्स हुआ तो कल मेरा एग्जाम है
on this map. He doesn't have to worry about getting his dash turned off, so he can play a bit more actively in that way than he was able to on Abyss.
Watch party karo friends.
Surely our statisticians aren't hinting at the possibility of a reverse sweep here as well in a best of 5. Too much to imagine at this point. Still another slower round here for SEN.
Double which murder with
the haunt as well, trying to make a lot of noise in art.
Aspas doesn't expect the recall of the stars.
ना करो यार मेरी स्क्रिप्ट की मां चोद रहे हो तुम लोग.
He's able to reposition though, albeit having taken a little bit of damage, and it might
be well, NephopAnshu
actually catches him on that corner. The play is pinged out for Aspas, and Cortesia gets involved. Aspas eventually is unleashed, and a flawless here for MIBR as SEN let the sands of time slip through their fingers.
Really confident decision from MIBR to get in and anchor with Aspas. Despite having picked up that kill on the other side of the map, they could have just played for an honest 5-on-4 retake. But now they wanted to fight them at the choke.
It
really is. Honestly, it's giving they took away from that G2 game that we should fight them at the smoke while they're getting into the site, close up. Those further positions in the site like halls, they're going to get littered with all of that Taylor utility. We have to stop them at the choke and play aggro. Worked out for them there, and it's put them in a position where if they win this round, Sen's economy is going to get broken.
Tita's on the edge right now.
A
string of 3 rounds put together by Sentinels. Aspas is the one manning the helm at the A main position this time. Bang obstacle back here after the Prowler gets contact.
And MIBR, they triple re-clear art. From this point, they still have a turret watching towards B-Link as well. Cortesia wants to play off that. Does he get aggro? Does he take the fight though?
Keep that in mind. Full firing squad for Cortesia, and Artis just oversteps his bounds.
He's trying to do too much. He overextends just to get the molly off. It just didn't matter that much, man. His life is thrown away.
Still, time is getting short. Once again, SEN have allowed the wick to burn fairly low.
They want to pivot towards B. Nazwa, the lone player. That's a long-range engagement, but he just this game, the veteran, right into the firing line.
Alright, Steel Garden going to be used here on B. It does have to be a commitment, but there's nobody here at the door to greet Sentinels this time around. No spray down, no Aspas gumming up the works.
And when you're Cortesia here with the lockdown, you need to play around the timing of John's guided salvos. He still has them up at the moment, so if he decides to place that, it's absolutely worthless right now.
There's no way you can do that. John surely is holding on to this ability. Wild, rechargeable ability can counter an ultimate.
मल्टीप्लेयर गेम में कोई पागल वागल हो गया बड़ मार दिया.
Aspas can't help Cortesia on this push. Still though, man, the guy's classy. Great picks. Second. Easily fell. Looks like a Nova Pulse there on the side. Narrate has to go massive here. It all starts to fall apart, but this time on Narrate's side. As in, it's getting low for MIBR. Narrate playing with his food. Shenom finds his third of the round, but no time left. And MIBR will go up in smoke.
The flank from Shenom almost completely paid off, but ultimately it's just too late. This Sentinels comp, it's all about delay onto the spike. Narrate's movement at the end there, just staying alive. That was beautiful. That's all he needed to do. The WinCon was just not fighting, not going down. He plays to it, wastes the clock.
It starts with Artisan just getting too far forward in mid-doors. You know, I think it's pretty clear that Cortesia realizes there's no point overheating that environment. But he can't make use of his lockdown late in the round.
जिसको मानो जो रेडिएंट वेडिएंट जाता है ना तो डिसअपॉइंट हो जाते होंगे. छोड़ा रॉकेट छोड़ा.
He's really cheating up here too.
Second one off of the dimensional drift and around where John is the only. Get him, but it doesn't matter. He goes down.
So clever. He knew that the stealth drone would have lit him up, so he just repositions and waits for the inevitable peak. Zekin's been nullified in 2 consecutive rounds now.
Shanna from this position, Fire was able to shut down the Sentinels at this time, evened up 4 versus 4.
Bang's getting in the game now.
MIBR rotated quickly, multiple players in secret to fight together and flank from Cortesia.
Remember, there's no Astra util available to MIBR here. The Armageddon comes in. Oh my goodness! And ultimately ends up getting gunned down anyway. Pretty sure that Gravwell will have done him in.
आसपास नहीं आता मतलब आसपास ए सेट के आसपास भी नहीं आता
Aspas has to try and retake with an op here through Flower.
नहीं आता
Not a favorable scenario for MIBR.
Arsene pop flashes out, but
and then what?
Aspas isn't there. There's nothing to do off the back of it. Both flashes used all for naught.
Remember, the economy here for MIBR, it's in tatters.
At this point, guys, you just have to save. Wasted too much time. No util to get through. It's a wrap. Aspas, he gets his, but who cares? He's lost the op. The economy is now totally broken for MIBR. That feels like a moment where maybe they're feeling the pressure. They're indecisive.
An inflection point, and it all opens up with Bang.
कल जीतू को हराना पड़ता है ना कैसा कल भी वॉच पार्टी होती अभी बोल रहा हूँ आ जाना सुबह सुबह
That's a shot to the heart here for the defenders.
Excellent way for Sen to get into the cycle with that grab well in tandem with the army getting over towards Secret. The pressure from that heavy for the defenders.
Damn, I mean, Cubit's probably had a pretty tough time.
सो के देख रहा सुकून से
Somebody look out for yes, absolutely. Blink twice if you need saving.
Timeout called by Fraud for MIBR is a round like that could cause the game to slip completely out of their hands. They have so many ultimates to play with, but no money to assist. So this is going to be an eco round when we get back into things.
For MIBR to make it to Bangkok, it would have to be the second ever reverse sweep in a best of 5 in VCT America's history. And they'd have to look stellar over the next 2 maps after this, which are split and bind respectively. It is an uphill battle.
Absolutely. This is an MIBR organization that in 2023, VCT, they went 3 wins, 8 losses. 2024, 4 wins, 11 losses. They've got 4 wins right now in 2025. They've already tied that. This is the best the MIBR organization has ever done. Aspas, you expect him to be here. He exudes greatness. But for the org, this is something they've never been able to achieve. Heartbreaking if it ends here. So close to making their first international event.
That's the depth of competition in this league. Here's Zekin on the dimensional drift. We know what the numbers say about the rounds they win with that ultimate up. And he's going to emerge with the Bucky. And Arzine will be caught. Zenom, like a deer in the headlights.
Better killing players in the turret at range. There's one of the rifles.
Bro, he ain't moving.
मालूम है इसके साथ में शॉटगन है मेरे भाई के जे
Zach in a belly full of fire to get Sen to yet another global event. Damage there through dugout onto Aspas. He's wallbang down to 40. And there's so much of this util here for Sen still available.
डैश मार दिया वॉल के पीछे बुलेट भी नहीं है इसके पीछे स्पैम भी नहीं
गिरा उसको. That was the only chance for Aspas to get a kill. Yeah, Nazwar, he needs to hold on to this rifle. He has 600 in the bank.
इसके सामने पीक नहीं लेना रे हमला बुल्ला वाले मार देता कहीं से भी कट कट बोल के
by the horn. They know exactly where he is, and a couple of extra bullets and otherwise were required.
बहुत पागल है ज़ेकिन.
All good.
एक टाइम पे टेंस था ऐसा. उन्हें तो कहीं भी मार देता था सट सट.
Comes at the right time, Nozwa won't have a leg to stand on. That's one, and Zelsis once again the architect of MIBR's demise.
आसपास लाउड में खेलता था मतलब मैं देखता था ना बैठ के सुकून से.
No mercy, no quarter.
करके अभी तुम लोग के साथ देख
मतलब जो
कोई भी नहीं स्ट्रीम पे पर फ्यूचर में तुम लोग देखते.
Looking like a tough buy. Not the worst actually. I mean there is going to be the opt for Aspas. Nazwar just relegated to some poor armor but can get a decent rifle.
ये भी तो पलट के मारा. वो केजे को मस्त मारा.
तो मालूम था मार देता बल्कि. Round 1 for Sen. Getting all of that information, presence towards B, immediate teleport into Art, gets the location of everyone on A where the actual hit is going to get. It's insane how much value you can extract from that when you have the right gate crash and game plan around it.
Every 4 rounds, just getting to have an I win button. Absurd. Zelsis pinged out by that. It is Aspas, glass cannon operator. The rest of MIBR, light armor only. Cortesia, with a lockdown that we may never see used.
खत्म गया.
First engagement, all right, at least traded out for MIBR. Dare I say, this is their final chance in this. Have to get back into the game, or Sen will have firmly ran away with this on the attack side. Ultimate still in play for the Brazilian side, who are double stacked over towards Art.
No way main presence here for Sen though. They are plentiful in this part of the map. That A-Link position. Shenom does well, and he always has.
पूरा ट्रेड हो रही.
But John eventually has his.
He is just good on the swings, playing off of Narrate's Prowler and then playing off of him for that trade when he goes down to get the man advantage secured by the IGL.
Retaking with a glass cannon operator. Noswa has to stop them here. It's hard to imagine Aspas gets value, and there's no guns, there's no rifles for him to pick up within his vicinity.
Noswa has the Hunter's Fury. Does he try to rattle that off right now, off the recon? No, he just doesn't feel like it's the right timing.
Bang heads upstairs briefly, and there's Noswa down. Aspas. Surely not. You can't go for this. Right?
He has to. This round is just too important. Can he find the first?
No armor. Operator. And I feel the wind picking up. Unreal! The human tornado! Clutches an unlikely round up for MIBR. A desperate round.
Must win for them. That was the economy on the line. Clutch 1v2. Aspas, he really hasn't been able to get into this series in a significant way. The team hasn't. But on this map right now, stepping up 8 for 3. Clutching out the 1v2 with everything on the line. That is half on the line. Now they've got a chance. They still have all the roles.
And they can still buy. Despite Aspas being the only player to exit the round, the win is enough to get MIBR in a position to match the arsenal of Sentinels.
And sometimes it just takes watching one of your teammates go off in that fashion to get the confidence surging back. I love this timeout right now, actually called from...
I've seen the kicker much?
Yeah, that is the frozen kicker is what they're going for. This is a really great timeout call, especially, I mean, in addition to that, this is another opportunity for SEN to break MIBR's economy, and if it's going to be an explosive ultimate round, that might just completely dumpster the rest of this half for them if those are expended and they lose.
And the messaging probably isn't doom and gloom. You're up against Aspas. These rounds are going to happen every now and then. Everything else for Sentinels looks like it went right. They come off the back of a really successful dimensional drift round. By the way, Zekin is 2 orbs away from his next one. We might see that as early as next round. But likely before the half, we'll get another one of those. Armageddon up for John. MIBR, though, in fairness, 4 ultimates up. Noswa's still holding on to that Hunter's Fury that he didn't opt to make use of in that 2 versus 2. Something to keep an eye on, for sure.
Cortezia is just praying he can find an opportunity to place this lockdown so he doesn't save it for the second half. It's going to be challenging, though. Aspas still with that operator posted up towards B. We've seen him try to play there before, and it's been the stealth drone from SEN that has forced him back in those instances. 1-3-1 from SEN to open this up.
Another cheat up here for Aspas.
Have a good day, guys.
SEN have really excelled at controlling art in this game. It's allowed for these excellent split hits onto A, and that's where you're giving Narrate a lot of credit, controlling the map.
They've emphasized A main a lot less in this game compared to what we've seen in the past. Frankly, Chenom's been stalwart in locking down that part of the map.
And right now, I'm just looking at MIBR's rotates because on the bottom left of the minimap, you just see Aspas has pushed all the way up into B main. The rest of the team, they've cheated towards A.
There's a massive hole in this setup there for MIBR, and it's kind of what Narrate is probing at the moment. Time elapses, and we have Noswa and Artazine being dragged back to B.
Chenom, first engagement off the peak. No, runs to safety with the Nebula to cover his tracks.
Got that util ready for Zekin. All right, Armageddon's going to force him into the site proper. Here's Zelsus taking Artazine down. That, of course, was an L command. Zekin dodging these Hunter's Fury shots. Noswa hoping for much more off that, and a lot of ultimates already teased out of MIBR. Here's a lockdown. John does not have his salvo available right now.
Cortezia finally finds the timing, and there's only 20 seconds on the clock for SEN to get in, but the salvos are back.
And there it is. The lockdown ends up getting cleared effortlessly, but MIBR still have a presence inside the site here. Noswa getting forward, but we are in a post plant.
Look at Aspas on the flank through with the AWP.
Noswa spotted out, pinged as well. Cortezia going to play close to see if he can at least trade that. Zelsus spotted. Here's Aspas getting involved now. Down to 2 and a second banger of a shot. Doesn't expect the third, though they never do. And there's Narrate and John stand tall. It's up to Cortezia. 1 paltry point of health. Won't get you far in this economy. And SEN post up another.
At the end of the day, again, it's just coming down to how effective this Sentinel's utility is at clearing the site, this space that they gain off of it. Even if that Armageddon, it didn't get a ton of value and actually getting any kills, but it forces the anchors into this awkward position in the site where they're then getting split on at art at the same time.
Such Such a freebie there for Zelsis.
One enemy remaining.
And narrator John, just as that happens, pop off. John was the only player in the side at the time on a timer, on a clock, because Aspas was coming for him.
And Aspas, who was desperately trying to keep his team in this game, in this series. It's do or die on this map. They're down 0-2.
And here comes Sen. Clone goes forward, gate crashes well into halls. Oh, he sticks it! And he wins it out. Better weapon wins, Artazine. Didn't really have a say in the matter. Second gets himself the Spectre, and he's also got the Dimensional Drift for round 12, which is where guns will be featured. Getting to 8 already would be ridiculous. Aspas gets over the sheer wall. He won't be anticipated. However, Zelsis is looking in that direction, and Bang also has been alerted. But he's hiding. Aspas now completely shut down. So much of this series, we've seen him be negated. Superstar that he is.
It just feels like the weight of the world is on his shoulders. In these situations, it's all coming down to him, his star power. But that just can't be enough against this Sentinels team that's firing on all cylinders. All of their players are having their moments today. The coordination with the utility is so much better than it's been in some of their prior matches. They are locked in. They want to run it back to the kickoff final, same as they did last year, 2024. Get to the first Masters as they did in 2024, try to win it.
MIBR are just being fed like kindling into the furnace that is Zelsis. Warming the rest of the Sentinels, raising the spirits.
It's Jordan, let's go. Give me more, give me more. Let's go.
I'm trying to get more out of Zelsis. I think he's given enough. He's given more than enough.
It's looking like a pruning. He squeezed him. 8-3 though. Another 9-3 for Sen, perhaps. Here's a Dimensional Drift.
Dimensional Drift. Can they make it 3 for 3? Rounds 1 with this ult.
The Nova Pulse, I love it. Second emerges, but is Sen packing out of the round quickly.
Charge,
either 3 down. Zelsis, amidst that, was still able to find Artazine again. Another random pick-off through smoke, perhaps.
Cortezia is pushed all the way out of B right now. MIBR, they're content to stay stacked up towards A, though now they're feeling the pressure. Could there be a lurk coming from mid? They're giving up the site. Steel Garden ensures that they have to back off.
This will allow Sen actually to populate that link area. There's a sheer wall behind them that could well catch Cortezia, or slow him down at least.
Zelsis has this spike planted for both the main and Art. Sen love playing multiple players from this angle.
More liquid metal filaments that he can poke a stick hack on the side.
I mean, this cosmic divide. Hello, we just they've thrown the round off the back of that.
I don't know how they're supposed to work with this.
Get through it. It's on the wrong side.
Zelsis here might get busy. In fairness, it's a tap from Aspas. Zelsis sprays and Cortezia capitalizes. Narrate though trades. Zenom is down. In the smoke is Aspas. He finds yet another. We have a 2 versus 2. Noswell pushing forward, Bang's going to be holding his own, and now it's up to John QT. Time short, health low, and here he comes with a shorty! That is stunning! The Red Bull clutch for John. And Sen have another 9-3 half to hang their hat on.
I can't believe it even got that close. Sen are clutching out when it matters. John stepping up. He's played so much Tejo in this tournament, and when he's on that agent, has really excelled. He's displayed some of his best play in kickoff.
Bada bing, baby!
Great 1 versus 2. Time is just so low. MIBR hopeless in the end there. Dominant half from Sen again, looking to close this out. Make it to the first Masters tournament of the year. They're on the cusp of it.
There's always a sense like this is destined, like it's meant to happen. Another 6-round lead heading into the half of the 3rd map of this series for Sentinels. Stick around, we'll be right back with the conclusion of Pearl and perhaps the series.
अब मेरे को ही खेलना मन कर रहा है.
I've got a bunch of different mice.
When you find the one, you know it's the one. Look at this. Isn't this?
अब मेरे को ही खेलना मन कर रहा. स्क्रिप्ट कैसी लगी आज की बताओ तुम ना मेरे को. अरे मैं ऐसा कैमरा क्या हुआ रे बे. ये वाले से चला. किससे पूछूं रे. पूकी दिख रहा हूँ मैं. पूकी नहीं था तब से. ये जो फिल्टर लगाए जैसा दिख रहा था तब से. देखा तो तुझे यार दिल में बजी गिटार Satchel out. इस पे ये ना मैं सो गया सुकून से आसपास 38 seconds 35 seconds 32 seconds Bings and me streaming together.
Less than 24 hours after breaking his own record for the most kills in a VCT America's best of 3, Aspas is desperately trying to lead his team from the front in what's been a losing battle for the 3rd consecutive map. It's another 9-3 half with Sentinels leading. Aspas leading the charge in fairness, but it's not been enough so far.
He's trying to do so much, win out these tough clutch situations, but you can see that he's being crushed by the world's weight. MIBR so far away at this point from converting this map win, continuing the series. This organization still yet to take a map off Sentinels in history. But it's an MIBR team that has never been this good. They have never made a run this deep. Can it continue? Or is SEN going to put the nail in the coffin?
It all starts with the pistol. And MIBR on this attack side have already gotten access to the A site. Bangno is tucked, waiting for his opportunity to emerge. Unaffected by these shock darts that are coming in from Nozwa, trying to soften up the defender's position.
This SEN team, they are ready to explode back in off of all the utility they've got coming through flowers right now.
Nozwa spots them out, eventually goes low. Cortesi takes a hit, but he's still in fighting for Martazine, just trying to spam, but through the masonry, so many shots are coming into the site, and still no plant as of yet. John delayed it. Good fragment, that's a catch on John, and all of a sudden Martazine goes wild. Celsius has definitely seen better days, but at 0 point won't see any defenders in the vicinity. We have a plant.
That was the perfect pause from MIBR. They got that utility wave off, but they didn't lose too many players.
Haunt is dealt with. Cortesia doesn't even have to flinch. Celsius might have to play interference here for Narasis. A beautiful shot for the Killjoy player, who again may as well have been playing a blank agent this game.
NT.
Celsius falls, Artazine finds 4. By the way, he was deep on the site, surrounded, just conjures 3 kills out of nowhere.
MIBR, they're not out of this quite yet. They still need to rally back. Lead so significant for SEN. Series lead, map lead. Well, this is a great way to start the second half.
Wow.
The most experienced of anyone on MIBR, their coach, Fraud.
Looking
at someone like him who's been in esports competition for decades at this point, to instill the ability to rally back in such a tough situation with this squad with rookies coming up from Brazilian challengers.
But they've got the old heads of Nozwa and Aspas here, able to impart that wisdom, and Artazine has been through a baptism of fire in VCT Americas. We trot onto the site once more. The gamble falls flat for SEN, although random damage from John does keep Aspas honest.
Now, I'm just paying attention to the committal for MIBR. As far as their buy into this round, Aspas is hunting for more with 50 HP into the Phantom. Sure, he has hearts in a toe, but brother, you do not want to lose these guns.
Celsius, his whiskers grow longer from that position. Yeah, come on, buddy. Can't make it that easy for you. Artazine has opted to linger here. He's made a decent amount of sound. Okay, he might lose his weapon. They're going to swing him en masse. Nozwa wants to prevent this gun from being recovered, and he does.
I mean, wasteful to say the least. I don't see the purpose of Aspas hunting forward there. I mean, I can see maybe you want Artazine to do so because he had gotten so many kills on the pistol that he's close to the null command, right? He's only 1 orb off right now, but my God, that was a risk being taken. They had me sweating bullets.
Yeah, he was so far ahead as well of Artazine. Fair enough.
All right, into this bonus round. It's Not a pure bonus because of that, and MIBR, they want to force into it. They've got
the Outlaw is cheeky.
rifles across the board. Yeah, and the Outlaw against regen armor, that's a lot of one-shot potential for Zekken.
And there's that early Teho util that goes in the A main direction. Makes it hard for MIBR to post up there early. In fact, they're kind of confined to the middle of the map. They're going to make the best use of it they can.
Swift to insert Aspas into Link.
Spam
Tool against the raid. Opts to just retreat.
Hey.
1-for-1 trade offer. Molly for Razorvine. MIBR will take that.
Zekken का लगा यार अपना वो Outlaw.
Aspas is within striking distance. And look at the reposition here from Zekken.
Oh, I like this setup right now from MIBR. They have Aspas inserted, and he has that trip, the KJ behind him, watching for a potential push from Link. So he can focus forward. MIBR can pressure towards A, and they can pivot back to Aspas into a B hit after trying to drag rotates. If the site is vacant, they can just go for a full execute here and let Aspas backstab.
Well, though, might have to wait. Bang here. Oh, bang! Oh, that's a gun cheaply lost here for Sentinels. Taking their time, but
30 seconds left.
That null command is now active.
Now, what is the plan? That null command is selling for MIBR that they're trying to get into A. They're pivoting back. We have 20 seconds left. Okay, Aspas, he needed that kill and he finds it.
Tekken was not ready for it. Completely caught off guard. Intricate rotations here for MIBR.
Safe.
And in the dying seconds of the round, they are going to have this plan.
It's dangerous to let the clock dwindle so low against Sentinels running the comp that they had. It's so easy for them to deny spike plants and diffuses, right? So dangerous when you're at 10 seconds trying to stick it down on default, but a cool round nonetheless from MIBR.
John and Zelsis want none of it. This is a little bit dangerous here with Zenom embedded on this A site to further strip weapons away from Sentinels. We've hoped to have made the right choice here with this save. Artisan gets in there, John. Not ready, the timing. Oh! That's going to hurt in the morning, folks.
Cutie timing हो गया.
All of the guns lost. Economy broken for Sen. MIBR are genuinely back in this. And Artzin has stepped up.
It's a timeout if I've ever seen one, Wyatt.
कोई ना.
It's a very clean round, all things considered. This is how you build back into the game. That lead has shrunk from 6 to 3. And a timeout has to be called here for Sen. They've been pretty average on this second half.
That was a really cool round from MIBR, top to bottom. And listen, it helps when Artzin is just getting a spam kill onto Bang, who is trying to spam back at him with the Guardian to get your first opening. Aside from that, though, he has stepped up. He has surged up the scoreboard. The one remaining member from MIBR last year. Remaining for a reason, by the way. It was at the end of 2024 where he was the star of that team playing Sentinel. Yeah, top fragging, which is just a testament to how flexible he's been when he can pick up the Duelist, pick up that Raze on maps like Split. He's really been able to shine on that agent, plays the Initiator as well, and IGLing. This guy's doing it all.
One of his first games of kickoff last year, he was actually pitted against Aspas. And he had to play Duelist in that setup. We realized that he wasn't quite comfortable enough to be trusted, I guess, to lead from that position. But man, he really matured over the year. And can kind of do it all at this point.
Sentinels out of the timeout. Kaplan wants them to go for an aggressive E look.
He looked exasperated.
You know, maybe off of the timing where that Nebula gets recalled for the attackers to cross. They might send in that Yoru flash. Maybe some of the utility from John as well. And there it is. There's the flash when the smoke drops.
Might be able to push on this though to get rid of Nova. Aspas doesn't feel safe sticking around to try and cover the weapon, so that will be headed over.
No, I mean, he just here's the trampling horde of the entire Sen team, and it is time to run to A and get the free site. Gets all the info, doesn't need to fight there. Only worry, I suppose, is really just that Zelsis has one rifle. But MIBR, on all accounts, should be closing this round out.
I'm confident enough.
That aside, fair bit to work with here, Sen, in terms of util. Probably hope here to try and keep it lit on MIBR's economy if they're going to be getting out ahead, but they're already in a pretty safe spot in that regard.
I mean, this could be dangerous. He has no help here. Gets one, okay, gets two.
John's picked up the rifle, but Sen had no opportunity to make use of it in that encounter, and Zenom just right in between them. Nerves of steel. Eventually, Bang brings him down. Sisterhood of the Traveling Vandal, apparently.
Some beautiful shots from a player that was displaying a high level in challengers.
Here comes Artazine.
In Brazil last year, and bang, will he be saving this? It's gonna
nope.
Close. Nope. Rest in peace.
Some things we haven't seen this half, Dimensional Drift, a Sentinels round win. But crucially, the former getting pretty close to being online. We've seen Sentinels, they've made aggressive use of that Steel Garden on Abyss, which was really interesting to see. Tried to make use of that window.
I do like the idea out of the timeout from Kaplan, but obviously, regardless of the plan, they're just on that bad buy. This is where it really matters, though. They've invested into an operator for Zekken to lock down B, and matter of fact, it's two of the best duelists in the world going head-to-head.
Oh, the Aldro. So annoying. Yep. Pushes Zekken off the line entirely. He'll repost here by Halls, but Aspas knows exactly where to look. And he punishes the shoulder. Zekken has been a non-factor so far on this defense side.
Maybe taking a page out of the G2 strat book, running some of that attack-op look.
All right. Zelsis. Look at all the players here for SEN.
It's 3 rotations dragged over here. John needs to re-clear Link. They have negative information for this area of the map. All right, gets a little bit back.
I mean, the one upside is that MIBR have been pretty slow about this scaling into A main. It's going to buy enough time for John at least to get in position and also be able to use that salvo to waylay the attackers further.
Does Bang try and make an effort to actually anchor this site, though, or does he just have to retreat? There's going to be a recon going back site that'll spot him out in the 0 point. Okay, dodges the recon by playing in the smoke.
Yeah, he gets his smokes up just in time. Now he can play inside of them. Oh, I love this from Bang. Getting into connector. John in position. Aspas had a chalk outline drawn of him. And here come the cavalry folks. John eventually able to bring Noswa down. Aspas is low in that position. The plan seems like a bit of a stretch goal at this point. John in the corner, he's safe. Here come the salvos. Cortezia about to get churned into mix.
Xanos, again, just going to excel in these situations where the clock is getting too low. MIBR needed to hit the gas in the mid-round, but they slowed down, taking A main, and Bang really plays that anchoring position to perfection. He gets that first kill, but it's the getting inside the smoke, dodging the recon, staying alive, and allowing the rest of the team to flood back in with that util tsunami that they've got in their hands. It's just so powerful.
Spike planted.
A situation like that is just nightmare for the absolute nightmare for the attackers. Getting the spike down when the tail has the missiles and there's a seize.
Get me the odd boys. Okay. Important round for SEN to win. It's been a bit of a drought. First round of this half, and an MIBR pull a bit of late time out here. Probably trying to figure out if it's worth constructing a strategy around some of their ultimates. They know they're going to be playing against the Zekken operator this round, which has had a tougher time on B long. Again, it just takes an Aldro to push him off that line. And you saw him shoulder peek from Halls, get picked up by Aspas in that last round. A terrible start, and SEN were able to rely on John QT, who shot to the top of the scoreboard here to bail them out.
Yeah, I mean, if you're MIBR, you'd love to be able to use this Cosmic Divide to get one of those free plants on B and just play the long spam angles. But then, yeah, you have to worry about Zekken's off on that side of the map. Maybe Noswar can get the tag with the drone, and that'll force him off the line. And he could Hunter's Fury straight into that on him. Just try and get an opening pick. Something like that may work, and then you get that Cosmic Divide down, try and get the free plant. But then you have those additional worries in the post plant. If you're on B or SEN, they have an Armageddon that basically stretches across the entirety of B long. And then if you're fighting site, Zelsis has a Steel Garden. So there's a lot of potential for counterplay from the SEN ultimates here as well.
Back to Pearl we go, folks. Round 18 on the docket. And it's a 3-round game. After a 9-6 half, MIBR going to be happy at least with the progress they've made. We laid out the blueprint for this round wire for MIBR. Let's see if it comes to fruition. It's Zenon with the operator instead of Aspas.
Zekken is posted up towards mid. They've left to be in the hands of Zelsis and his array of Sentinel utility. I mean, Zekken is hearing a whole lot of audio cues at the moment, but no one is actually facing into him. It's MIBR just slowly contacting, taking space over towards B long.
Zekin's able to get back here now.
Oh,
shot there would have been quite something. Now that the Cosmic Divide is going to make it pretty hard for him to operate. Razorvine's here in theory to find a little bit of space. Zekin is able to fall back, but it's not a powerful position he finds himself in here. Steel Garden for a retake though. Armageddon also up for John.
Right, so they have that Steel Garden to fire off close, take the gun away from Aspas, for instance, and then have the Armageddon for B-Long. This is the danger of the ultimate. So they actually just committed all to Halls, and the Hunter's Fury rings out from Nosworth.
Okay, this off for Zelsis is crucial now. The long line up B-Long. He needs to work that as much as possible. Sen had to reach. And that's Cortezia actually taking Zelsis down with a Nano Swarm. 3 up for Sen. Sees. Doesn't really bother Cortezia because he's swinging that line anyway. Nova Pulse, Gravwell, Kitchen Sink. It's all been deployed here, and now a firing squad faces MIBR. Shenom with 50 points of health. Aspas knows he's critical in this scenario, and they find one each. It's all too much for Bang, who is riddled with bullets.
He tried his best, but that's just too easy for MIBR with the plant position, misguided, frankly, from Sentinels to commit the Armageddon back Halls. Unlikely that MIBR are going to be wanting to play close when you have that Steel Garden. Could have gotten so much more value in long, but that's not where they use it. MIBR are able to play those post-plant positions that they intended on playing out of the timeout. Get the easy spam onto the spike, and when you have all the stars set to concuss, the grapple to further delay, it's just perfect. Fraud's game plan working exactly as intended, and it's got Sentinels on a buy that's looking rough with the economy on the line.
Okay, Zekin. Dimensional Drift available here for me later in the round, but takes a fair bit of damage. That early posting has not worked out for him at all on his defense side, but how about that classy stuff? What a tap. Falls back to the pillar. Aspas will challenge. And one is all Zekin is going to get this time.
Retreat, forced to get out of there into Link. John wants to get some info with this stealth drone. It does get broken, so no one's suppressed. Cortezia is on this flank. This time he could determine the winner of the round.
Here's the Nightfall. Cortezia emerges and Narrate is taken down. Still loses the ultimate. He does at least get that off. Zelsis is about to get pretty busy. That Nano Swarm would have made him dance. He clears it. But Nosma knows it takes 2 to tango.
Nice.
John King had a better weapon here. That's the cross! And Zenom is waiting for him.
Shut him up, it's looking pretty clean. What I love about the timing that MIBR took there with Cortezia's flank into the concuss from Shenom in Link is that it allowed the rest of the team to push forward with that crossfire broken, with the Link players forced to pay attention to Cortezia up here. Lovely from MIBR.
And that 6-round lead for Sentinels has now shrunk to 1. Pretty wild from MIBR. They've won 6 out of the last 7 rounds.
And bear in mind, that was Sentinels forcing into it with just a Stinger, a Bulldog, not ideal weaponry. They lose, the economy's broken, that round should be worth 2.
This map is about to get real interesting, Wyatt. Again, the Teho util means an orb for Sentinels. John, one step closer to another Armageddon.
Yeah, they really want to prioritize that ultimate, it seems. And I mean, typically you would want to prioritize the Dimensional Drift, but Zekin already has it, so.
Just no great opportunity to make use of it in the previous round. He was pinned on site, and Aspas came knocking. When the King knocks, you open the door.
We've gone back to this slow play around the operator, which at this point you have to imagine Sen will not be playing into. More passively, not going for those risky jump peaks.
Big drift here. Quite the migration from MIBR.
Zelsis is on the reclear. This timing, he used the reload. He's going to go forward, but he whiffs. Okay, never mind.
Not going to get away with that one, though. Sheer audacity at least allows this to be a 4 versus 4. That Astra util's going to be a little bit too slow on A, and I think Bang knows that he recalls one of them. Comes a clone. Artisine here, ready for it though. Firing squad faces him. It's a 1-for-1. Weapon though, unrecoverable right now. Sen's trying to get forward, and Zekin would love the upgrade. He does get across, flashed down as he was. And Nosworth is just too clean with it. Pure composure. Now we've got a game.
For the first time in this series, MIBR keeping the game close, running it back on this attack side. They've only dropped 1 round so far. And this one could get them over the finish line. This might be another round war 2 that we're going to get into. We've got a lot of ultimates to play with, or at least on the cusp of a lot of ultimates.
Clean finish there for Nosma. Bit of a tech pause down on the stage. It's a mild audio issue that will get some attention. You can usually tell us Aspas and Co are heavily reclined, and I think it's catching on. Cortesia is sort of punching out some Z's there.
He really has started that trend. We started it a long time ago.
I mean,
when you see the arguable or non-arguable best player in the world chilling in every tech timeout, you're trying to get like him. I do that while I'm getting farmed and ranked.
You are not the same. Pretty sure it's JDM that started this, but that's fine. Just an in-ear issue that was resolved pretty quickly. So we are a couple of moments from heading back into round number 21. Folks, it is an even game. If you've missed this series, it's been all Sentinels so far. And MIBR, though, have come alive at just the right time. At the least to stay alive.
MIBR intending on heading towards B right now. Recon to clear close in case out of the timeout. Sentinels are going for something proactive on that side of the map. And now we've got the null command. It's a split through link. And this is dangerous. Zelsis, not playing around the null command, has all of his util turned off.
Yeah, that's just completely useless for him now. And Aspas is going to make things even worse. In with the Blade Storm he goes. Notes, though, that Halls is clear. And much of that Astra util is going to lock Sen out of the sight. Second has a dimensional drift. Remember, this is Sen with a half buy or no buy in the previous round, have invested in this one. Already, they're on the back foot.
And there are a few MIBR players 1 kill away from having an ultimate in this post plan as well.
Celsius just is treated out into the open, apparently. Has to step over this Taeho util and will survive it. Second behind enemy lines.
And it's just time to save. They have no choice but to do so with the economy in such a dire position.
Comeback, guys.
And that is an error that will frustrate Kaplan out of the timeout. He's squeezing the Cubert real tight, the stress cube, because Zels is just playing over on the site against the null command where he has all of his util. He just can't be doing that.
And maybe that's just something they overlooked. Oh, Cortesia, they overlooked this as well. Narrate does have the line.
Nice one.
It will be brought down. The MIBR, it's easy come, easy go for these guns. Happy to wrest some more of them out of Sen's hands.
Far more important to take them out of Sen's hands, excuse me. MIBR's economy is good enough to just keep buying up over and over.
Yeah, I mean, why bother clearing that util, Aspas? It is completely pointless.
Aspas just chilling as always. No reaction to anything. He's just a chill guy.
Here we have the 1 round lead now for MIBR. One of the first times his whole series have managed to get ahead. Still, Senna working with weaponry.
That haunt over the top is nice. Spots out 2. Zekken wants to get right back onto this orb. Far away from the dimensional drift. Maybe a dream that he can get it in the rest of this game, but wants to try and succeed with that.
He doesn't fancy hanging around at all. Some of the spam was already coming through that box, so he opts for the discreet route. And here's a lockdown. Once again, outside of the timing of John. He won't be able to clear this with ease. They actually just have to give up the side entirely.
Yeah, they're forced out. Look at the rotate right now. All of the Sentinels have sold it.
Elias to an Inuit.
MIBR have gotten away with it. They're delayed by this wall, though.
It's 7 seconds. That's not a small amount of time.
SEN, they are here. They're going to try to flood back in. John's utility is cycled. He has the missiles to try and stop this plant. Do they hit the gas? Do they accelerate right now?
This is by no means guaranteed for MIBR. It's about to get dicey. Cortesia inside the smoke flash. Oh, was a clone the whole time. Here comes the Taeho util over in the Hall's direction. A recon to light the site, but nobody from Sen has actually committed quite yet. They've got to go for it soon, though. Tucked in the corner is Cortesia. Aspas with his crossfire. Here they come. John QT not able to check to the Hall's direction. Banger to make it a 1-for-1. He gets in there. Shenom strikes with the op. And it's up to the operator player. Shenom can be in this post-part position. Then it's all on Zekken to save the day. Gravwell comes out. Shenom to get the team to 12. Oh, this Astra util can't be denied. And MIBR, one step from finally getting a map win in this best of 5.
Hard as hell to get value out of the lockdown against Sentinels with the Teo. But they get the most. All 5 players rotating to try and flood back into A when the supposed hit would be coming in. They bought what MIBR were selling. The Brazilians get the free side. Cortez he's out of his seat. And it's the rookie Shannon who is stepping up under the pressure right now.
MIBR are looking like something else. SEN at least able to buy some rifles, but most out of that half armor. And here is a cosmic divide of MIBR. It's going to get them into B. Celsius might be critical here.
He doesn't get caught by the 0 point, so they must know to check this.
The seconds tick away as Celsius knows this has to be his moment. There goes the spike, it's loose. Some of that util not coming out. Oh, the Steel Garden as well. Still going to be caught out by Nozwa. Hunter's Fury finds its mark, but the spike is deep in enemy territory.
That arc rose from Celsius, fully blinding up Artin on the swing.
MIBR end up just rushing hard into this site that is typically canvassed with Vice util. Nowhere to shut it down either. Now it is a full rescue mission for the spike.
And you slowly have second on the flank. That trip not active.
There's so much stall util in this Sentinel comp.
Nice one.
Nice
one, let's go.
Zekin will end the round here and keep it close. Now overtime is well and truly on the table.
Look at the status of the ultimates for SEN. They're going to want to play for the orbs in this next round. I think MIBR really overlooked that position. The 0 point didn't clear it. They didn't have enough players scaling out of that nebula with Artzine. Things got very disconnected for them. And now the pressure is on as
this main fight.
1 away from the dimensional drift. John is 1 away from Armageddon. They're going to play to that as a win con. MIBR, are they ready for that though? They want to fight it. Oh my god, Ospas just passed the salvos.
He knows how doggedly. So he disrespects and gets ahead of that Teo util. It's not enough to shake him.
Now, he did have to use his dash to get there, but well worth it to have this full control of A main. Cortesian sidesteps the Prowler that was sent out from Narrate.
I think Connector is one of the most important parts of the map here, as well as that art hold.
SEN are trying to use a lot of this information gathering util from their initiators just to try and stabilize at this moment, because there's been that heavy MIBR pressure towards A main. This timing.
Ships in the night. Second, is he on this line adequately? He can't get away. A mortal blow already struck to SEN, who are digging their claws in. John here trying to keep it locked down, but Narrate is caught. Artzine strides out onto the site. Brimming with braggadocio.
Still for John, if he can get one here, he could get the Armageddon active to drag SEN into overtime. He has to find a kill.
Bought a little bit of time, John has it now. The Cosmic Divide comes down. This surely furrows the brow of MIBR. They're down to 2. Nozwa and Shannon. Banks has found Aspas out of God knows where. And now they need to challenge this wall into what looks like a crossfire. Everything hangs on this moment here for SEN if they want to stay in this map. Nozwa unsure where to set himself up. That wall's about to come down, but the nebula will obscure his vision.
And they have to deal with Shannon Stars still late right now trying to defuse. Recon for Nozwa too.
It's got to be tough. They still haven't really got a touch in there, Shannon. Okay, the Astra's down. The Stars now no longer an issue. Nozwa has to step up and do it himself. Celsius halves it. And the rest. John keeps it busy. John shuts him down. And you better believe there's an overtime on the dockets.
Recovering that from a severe man disadvantage of Sentinels. Heartbreaking for MIBR, who stormed back into that half. They had got 9 rounds to SEN's 1. 2 chances to close it out and keep the series going, but their hopes may just be dashed.
The plot thickens. That is a wild round. So much tension playing around that Cosmic Divide. Shannon maybe just stepping too far.
MIBR really getting punished there for trying to go for the aggressive play, pushing through that Cosmic Divide.
Now this is good watching.
All right, MIBR, they're starting on defense, and definitely take note of Aspas here. Glass Cannon operator pushed up towards B. And in the meantime, the other MIBR players, 2 of them getting space in A. They've got main control.
Sentinel's playing for a push-up here. Zekin's going to follow the drone in. Clears the alarm bot.
We saw this same play in regular time.
Jump peek there, trying to tease Cortesia out into the sunlight.
The difficulty for Sentinels now is re-clearing A main. When they went for this play in regular time, it was Shenum who was able to get a couple kills there, and now he has a teammate. Artsin is ready to play off of him.
Fade util may help Sen open this up. But you're right, it's pretty scary. Shannon has been spectacular.
He's breaking all of this util so they don't suspect Artsin playing with the pop flash ready.
He's not shown himself at all. He's even committed. Okay, Artsin.
They are certain.
They don't know he's going to be there. They're not ready for it, surely! 1 for 1, Narrate walks away, barely. And on the side, Nosma now is going to get some attention. He's forced back, special delivery, stops short. Zekin was really hoping that the clone would have drawn Nosma out, but he's too canny for that. Gate crash used, he gets across now, Nosma. The net's starting to close, he's down to 2, but Shenom still in A main. Eventually gets the better of the low health Narrate. 2 versus 4, long odds for Sen City. Nosma with a shock around the corner. Nova Pulse, Zelsus has to try and keep him alive. At least the parts here, and Nosma falls.
Okay, he's getting ahead of himself. He could have been a bit more patient. Maybe that's the opening Sen need.
There it is. Eventually, MIBR go in for the kill shot.
It really comes down to that presence in A main. Artsin just tanking 17 different utility pieces coming his way, but it's Shenum just breaking all of them so he can stay tucked in that position. I mean, it's surprising they didn't get both kills, honestly. The shots went a little bit amiss, but still, this moment was pivotal for MIBR. And Nas were reading that teleport from Zekin as not being a fake gate crash, but actually holding the angle, getting that kill while on low HP. So little micro moments that were of the just utmost importance for MIBR.
It's a Sentinels timeout here. Let's go for a wellness check on Coach Kaplan.
And a wellness check on the Q-Bird.
Yeah, and that too.
The stress, you can feel it. The tension is high for both of these teams.
Shannon has been a big problem in A main. Sentinels get a 2v2 set up, and honestly, I thought Artsin was going to unravel them. It seemed clear that they didn't know he was hiding behind that box with a pop flash ready. They actually get past that particular hurdle and end up making it close. Zekin takes a lot of space getting through Art into connector.
Listen, MIBR, they have to be feeling good that they started off with a win on defense. This has been a game all about attacking halves. They're now going to the side where they won initially 9 rounds when Sen only had 1 until they dragged it back at the very end to get to OT.
Yeah, take pause off the back of this.
Just a gear issue.
Being ironed out. Cut the air with a knife here. Some of those MIBR round wins really sucking the air out of the room as they clambered back into this game. And you got to wonder what the call is now with Sentinels on this defense side. Something that just hasn't worked out this map at all really has been the Zekin holding a passive angle on the B side of the map with Operator. So I don't expect to see him go glass cannon here at all. Just an in-ear issue here for young Zekin.
Just getting his gears situated, but man, the pressure on this MIBR team now to continue this series. Osboss is no stranger to playing lengthy best of 5s. You think back to his days on Loud.
Leviathan had them last year domestically too. When G2 Lev went the distance for his last year in a playoff game. Yeah, he's been there. This time though, he got to handpick the players in the game with him.
Yeah, MIBR, they have just decided to give him the keys to the castle, put together his own roster. Artsin retained from last season. His best little buddy Nosma that he didn't get to play with in 2024, right. And then a couple upcoming stars from challengers in Brazil, and they've made it all the way here to the lower final.
Something about Nosma as a caller is that in his time in that role, so calm and collected. You hear furious comms with him on that roster in the past, and so low energy, so crucial, intense moments like this. I wonder if that's having an impact now with Artsin at the helm of the calling.
MIBR, they're intending on getting this early space on B, where Zekin has been a presence on the majority of the rounds. That drone is going to clear out any of the close angles. And wow, great connection, 0 point on to Zelsis. That's going to reveal the Razor Vine, so they are able to break one of those for free. That's fantastic.
Zelsis is trying, though, to flip the script here and play in that anti-flash corner.
He's in the jog position. He's in the jog spot.
I mean, MIBR happy with that trade and to allow these smokes now to elapse. The Vice util is gone. It's just an Arc Rose watching connected.
In the meantime, John did send out that stealth drone and cleared out a lot of art. Look at how passive this is from SEN. Look at the sheer. It's only sure. I mean, they have given up a lot of the map here. When this hit comes in, do Zelsis and Zekin opt to fight? Here come the players from Link for MIBR as well. Recon in.
All right, that fragment clearly not bothering Zelsis. That's one. Getting amongst the smokes here. Goes a little bit low, Shorty out, and Nos was able to dig him from that position. Aspas onto the site now. Looking dangerous. It's only Zekin that's over by Halls, and he finds his one. And it means everything. Chin, I'm not really sure where to shoot right now. Bang's able to get involved, and it's just down to the young gun. 23 and 13. He's been fire.
10 seconds left.
He's got the spike too. But this is a tall order. Bang and Zekin are circling. The taste of blood in the water, and no time left to get the plant. That'll be the round. Sentinels even it up.
Time just too low. Shannon was hoping he could bait out some swings and just win this game by virtue of killing both players in that situation. He's up to 24 kills right now on the map. A crucial reason why MIBR have been able to turn this around on their attacks. What is that? Just one tap through? That is so obscene.
Oh, close one though. Big timeout called before that round for Sentinels. The order clearly to play passive and really not get picked off early. And they're fortunate. They had all that Vice util cleared so early and still were able to hold it down.
Again, MIBR, they're leaning into this operator from Aspas in OT on defense. This time no positions in art. This is different from the looks they've had before. And then you've got Cortezia at the box ready to swing off of him if some pressure comes into that area of the map from SEN. And it looks like it just might.
Yeah, they really are looking to step up and apply a chokehold to the map.
16-14.
Okay, play off the drone, ignored. Aspas can't quite find the shot. The idea was there, but there's no backup for Cortezia.
At least gets that trade. That was crucial from Aspas.
Tejo util tries to lock him in, but he again walks over it. So Zekin for Cortezia traded.
And in the meantime, Shannon, he's towards A main again. He is feeling the pressure from both sides.
What's this Link setup going to look like? Shannon might actually look to push this. Bang, head first! Into the breach he goes. Another 1-for-1, but Aspas saw John coming from A main. Operator ready to work. Tailwind to put him back in a safer spot towards dugout.
That's a great reposition from Aspas. He can wait for his teammates. Oh my god, shot so close to Zelsis.
Gives his spot away though. Sen know he's there, but it's a player advantage now for MIBR, and there's someone on the wrap.
The Artscene is flanking through Art. He's going to get triggered by the wall though when he goes through.
Bang, almost ready for it. Aspas making noise, and the Arc Rose will keep him honest there. Jump peeking. And there's Artisine, gotta win that one, and he does. It's up to Zelsis, and he's going hunting. He's gonna take this into his own hands. Aspas misses the shot. Steel gun active. Shorty goes to work. Aspas shuts him down. You gotta get up early if you're gonna come with the king like that.
You can't be winning the OT rounds like this. You can't be going to another map. That's about the most reaction you're ever gonna get out of the GOAT.
At least he got a smile.
The wry little smile after getting, was it the 4-piece with the knife? These operator trades, initially that one, just got up for Cortezia. That's a headshot at that. Look at Zelsis, the reaction to that.
And he's talked about it.
That's V1 Zelsis.
Yes.
That's the old Zelsis.
He's talked about it. He said
oh my god.
There was a time where he often allowed those negative feelings to spill forth. And he just hated feeling that way. And over time, that side of him became tempered. But in moments like that,
oh my god.
Once again, the anger drawn out. Happens to the best. See it happen to a bunch of pro players, but he's the one that normally keeps this team level on an even keel. He has to collect himself, and quick.
He was the addition to this team that turned them around last year. Not that the roster was bad, but it was missing something in the recipe. And when he came in, That's when they became a world beater. That's when they won kickoff last year out of their great offseason performances and then win Masters Madrid. Take Sentinels back to the top where we were used to seeing them for the first couple years of Valorant.
14-16 is last.
We'll see if he can rally back. He has been the star of this series for SEN. The unlikely hero when you look at the firepower they have on the roster. He's at the top of the board again right now for them.
But is this too much to carry? How much longer can Zelsus be relied on? I mean, not only be the emotional lead, but the fragger in game.
I was expecting this to be the battle of Zekin and Ospas, these two duelists that have had to step up and be absolute lights-out stars for their teams to get into this lower bracket final. But it is Zelsus who has picked up the mantle of the top fragger for this SEN team.
Kaplan saw his emotional leader lose his cool there, so I'm sure a couple of choice words shared in that timeout. MIBR still on map point. Finger by finger, SEN's grip in this game has been loosened.
He gets the spot onto Ospas, just jump peeking there. That would have been dangerous in regular time when MIBR were running the op on attack, but in OT, they don't want to take that risk. 5 rifles for them.
Sheer wall does get tripped. Some A-main presence here, but no real commitment just yet. Zekin is waiting though, he hears this. The siege comes in, Zekin takes his powder flash and backs out. Stops the plant at least. Flash out of the smoke, here comes Zekin, and he's angry! Aspas and Noz are the last two to work with, but the spike is virtually in the next postcode. Somehow SEN have put themselves in a position again to reset this overtime. Noz though has a word. Zelsus maybe overcooks just a little.
Yeah, that was a good re-swing from Noz, where they have 30 seconds to play with, but the repositioning from Zekin should seal this round up for SEN. Keep OT going. These crossfires are great.
And obviously no reason to save. You may as well go for it. There's the clone. Aspas knows better. Salvo splits Aspas, and Noz were up. A chance for them though to reconvene here. 13 seconds, cloud burst, spike recovered. Aspas spammed down through with it. Zekin for 4. Noz were on his own. We'll close the book on it. Again, we're running it back for a 29th round here on Pearl.
Noz were just not expecting that silent rotate from narrate into default to close the round out, but it's all Zekin, come on. Just running around the site on the Yoru, was playing in the smoke close up to deny the plant. This common spot that MIBR have really been going for on these A-side hits.
And where Zelsus faltered, it's Zekin who steps up.
Oh, him slipping away and then the confidence to just re-flash right back in as his teammates are spilling into back site to assist.
Hands down, bro. You are my deadly duo, bro.
It's giving flow state, Wyatt.
He is activating Ospas again. Glass cannon operator in OT, 3 rounds in a row.
This spot didn't work out for Zelsus, rather Zekin on the other side. Aspas has a way about him.
SEN there taking all of this space while the Nebula is up. Get close, get ready to explode onto the site with all of your utility.
They forced him out and he still takes the shot. Zekin is down, Aspas very low, but Noz is going to be here to support him. 1 by 1, SEN step up, 1 by 1, they're knocked down. It's on Zelsus again in the 1 versus 3. Aspas low enough to be spammed down here. The Arc Rose connects, and once again, advantage MIBR.
The game is just going long enough for Aspas to get another casual 30 bomb, 30 for 15. You gotta think about this guy is just being the GOAT. He is unreal. The pressure he's feeling back hauls from all of this Tejo utility.
They line up for him though, don't they? Just before the Tejo util hits, he takes the shot that stops it in their tracks.
The way he maneuvered around all of that and then able to get the second onto the player default, come on. MIBR have been really good on these defensive rounds. It's completely flipped from regular time. Now they just can't win on attack. Opportunity to close it out again.
Another chance just to string 2 together. Second. That's uncharacteristic from him.
That's a great way to start. They have a main control as well. They want to just get into the site. SEN are trying to rotate quickly. You can see 3 of their players here. They're ready to anchor this.
Aspas quick about it. Some time board here though with that salvo.
Oh, that was dangerous for Fang. Aspas had the angle but whiffed the shot.
Yeah, but now I think he knows Aspas is up in that box, so won't chance it again, surely. Both players exchange shots, some wallbang damage traded.
And now could definitely expect that MIBR will want to slow this down, cut noise in the mid-round, try and get one of these SEN players at least to go back towards B. But Zelsa's having the wall in link that trip is giving some great passive info to the rest of the team.
John Salvo's back in about 10 seconds here.
Even at that, look at John. He has to pick up the sewer angle because someone from MIBR could be flanking there, but they are all ready to get into the site together.
John can still stop this with his Teo util. The 0 point didn't connect on him, and frankly, MIBR are taking a sweet time. There it is. MIBR know what's coming, and now they're going to be ready to go for what has to be a real plant. They've got to go for it. Sees, catches no one. Nosma steps up, gives it a tap, and bang, trying to stay safe while getting some spray here. More Astra util. Nosma though is out with this. No, he doesn't stick it. Okay, there still needs to be a plant here at some point. Celsius now activates, spraying it down. Where's the plant coming from? It's Artazine. Taps it again. But it's Cortesia falling. How have they done it again?
It was all looking so good for MIBR. They slowed the game down. They drew out all of the utility from SEN. And out of nowhere, it's Bang just getting back into dugout. The spam line denies the plant when it needed to go down. And you can see the second the spike was dropped back on the ground here. Nas were going down. The chaos set in. The team was scrambled. And SEN ensnared them from all sides.
And you've got to feel like they played in the Sentinels' hands and composition with how they've gone about that round. All this stall, util to stop a plant. Okay, round 31 it is, folks.
And again, MIBR back to the well. They've got the AWP in the hands of Aspas. Every OT round pressed up towards B.
Zelsa should be intimately familiar with what to expect on this part of the map right now. And he gives him nothing.
Off that recon, Aspas wanted to get on the deeper line, but he's still going to play it a bit more safe towards Pillar, where that dash can get him to sight if necessary, but looks like he just wants to fall off entirely. And in the meantime, opposite side of the map, Artzin controlling A, an area of the map where defensively MIBR has really excelled.
50 seconds. SEN here now starting to tentatively work their way towards Art. And they've just seen the alarm bot. Yeah, be killed off as Cortesia gets away from the action, but he does so in order to find the kill. Aspas, he's always good for one.
It's insane that he even gets one there.
SEN have struggled so much to get themselves to advantage point.
Artzin is still retaining this A main control. The retake is going to come in from so many different angles.
Oh, with John going down there, this is dangerous. 3 different angles a retake could emerge from. SEN have to have eyes in the back of their head. 8 arms. And a 6 sets for the game. It's just too much to ask from Bang. He's surrounded. Perfect collapse. And Zekin has to do it all now. Shenum replaces the star. That's a shot on the diffuser. Shenum low. Zekin so close. Tries to ride the lightning.
Oh my god.
But Cortesia will walk away unscathed. And once again, MIBR threatened to end the map.
The control of the map in that round was fantastic. Suddenly the defensive side has just been perfect after being slaughtered in regular time. I still don't know how Aspas is just allowed to get a kill. He faced into 3 players and he has
a couple times.
He 1v3 has faster reactions than all of them.
It's safe to say at this point, folks, we have departed from reality.
If this series keeps going, I'm gonna need a lot of tea and honey. This is gonna blow my voice out, man. This is getting pretty crazy on map 3. SEN looked like they were in complete control of the series, and look, realistically, they still are having 1-2 maps, but MIBR, they're on the cusp of coming back. They have another shot at winning this out. They just haven't been able to close it out in OT yet. They keep winning these defensive rounds. They just need one on attack.
Celsius gets a bit of information here about this mid-door setup, and there's the wall. This will be traversed slowly at that, buying enough time for the drift over of Zekin.
Cortesia places the alarm bot, but it looks like
they're going to go ahead of it.
They want to push through anyhow.
Zekin might be tipped off to this a little bit.
He is watching the sewer angle pretty passively.
A lot of this util though on this site already. I really think the 0 point from Artazine has to hit onto Zelsis if they're going that way.
One suppressed. If they spot out the KJ, that's not the greatest info imaginable, as Artzin is throwing the 0 point towards A, which is showing some more significant presence to Sentinels as to where they want to rotate.
The Vice Utilo's move though, the shock dart doesn't pick it up, and that can now be deployed. Yes, this buys a bunch of time for Sentinels. Zelsus looking healthy enough now, and there's John comes in after the clone. MIBR down to 3. John found 3 in the round, and he's not done yet. After Noswa and Shenom once more.
He's gotten the Armageddon from all these kills.
There's just no time left, and this surely has to seal it with Noswa falling.
Let's go.
Shenom has to pull a proverbial white rabbit from the hats. And how about some more Valorant, folks? You okay with that?
The anchoring from John is just too strong there. He's going to give those moments of individual brilliance when required.
Playing off the clone as well. And crucially, there's a 0 point that goes over to A, so Zelsus doesn't get shut down. That util can still be used, and he moves it. There's a shock dart from Noswa that goes to where the Razorvine was. It doesn't hit any of it, so he gets to slow things down.
And at what point for MIBR does the frustration set in that you've had all of these opportunities to close the game out, but you just can't cross the finish line against this Sentinels team that are finding moments of individual brilliance in OT. John, Zekin, stepping up when required.
At what point does the frustration force you into a mistake? Okay, there goes the clone. This is chaos here. Artazine, which is just hanging out in the open. Oh, it's an easy pick up for Narrate as well. And Cortesia now is going to feel the pressure. Forced back by the Prowler. A side of the map completely covered by SEN.
And that might just be the moment you're describing. Artazine just trying to do too much, wanting to fight too aggressively, and it's put his team at a 3-5 disadvantage. SEN should be able to trade this out and win. One more kill for John. Armageddon again, by the way, in an OT round.
Aspas has stepped up here. Gonna swing for the fences. Second plucked out of the mix. Still 4 for SEN to work with, and John is very quickly getting back into this game. My goodness, he's been instrumental. Armageddon, anybody? Nos was able to dodge around it though. SEN need to cool it off. Still a player advantage. Aspas having a retake with an op at low health, and now Noswa will be interrupted. Here's where the post-plant util becomes too oppressive to play into. Time is short. Aspas waiting, such patience in a moment like this. He's got to go for the defuse right about now. Tailwind gets a 3rd. On for 4, but Zelsus won't allow it.
It just doesn't matter. The clock is too low. That is just where the SEN comp excels. And as you're describing it, it's MIBR trying to really force a play into art where they heard the noise, pop flash in. But they were thrown into disarray from the utility that was coming in from SEN. I believe it was the clone running forward from Zekin. Him and Narrate able to play together to clean up both kills. Finally, an attack round, 1 in OT.
Yes.
It has been a nightmare for MIBR to try and win one of those, and they need that to stay in the game, or as Sentinels going to Masters and MIBR going home. A team that's really defied the odds, an organization that hasn't found success yet in the VCT. Now for the first time with the star of Brazil, Aspas, they are on the cusp of staying in this series. They need to step up now.
The first time this overtime, they're on the back foot, MIBR. Nothing free this round for Shenom. Zelsus shows, but gets away to safety. Zekin has held his ground, but he falls. Yeah. Oh, that's a tough one. The dynamic duelist out of the picture here for Sentinels. And now MIBR have a chance to start to close the net. Take us to a 35th round of Pearl. Zelsus a little fortunate there. Wind blows in the right direction.
Oh, wow. That's so intelligent from Bang with the recall smoke so he can path for the rotate. But Shenom aware, he's gotten all of this space.
It's called a rotate.
All of MIBR on the way.
Cortesia is in a position to hear all of this. The pitter-patter little feet.
Oh, does he go for this? This timing window is insane.
It's unreal. He's going to get one at least. Surely no! Fate smiles on Sentinels, but Shenom's able to find Zelsus as he attempts to get to the B site.
Turns off that utility that was in the site as well. 4 versus 3. Can this be their first attack round? They still need to get into the site. Narrate gets one. The time is so low.
No plant yet. Running out of time at MIBR, but they do get the stick. It's now or never. Sentinels trying to book their ticket to Masters Bangkok. And MIBR digging their heels in with their last ditch to take us to more overtime. Aspas will wait. Here's Artazine holding his ground, and they've done it! We've got more Valorant left in this yet. Bring on the 35th.
Absolutely mental. Both teams decide why not win an attack round this time. SEN with their first opportunity to close in OT. They can't get the job done. And if there's one thing you can certainly say about Artzin, he's playing with confidence, even with the importance of this game weighing on him as an entry player, as an IGL for this squad. He wins the duel against Zekin, one of the best aimers in the world, to open that round up.
Then Shenam gets into B, calls that big rotate.
0 Point gets a ton of information for MIBR. It's certainly going to slow SEN down at least a bit. They get the orb onto Zekin, trying to play into the dimensional drift, where they found so much success across all of kickoff, having really leaned into Yoru. This is such a clash of meta decisions, these two teams. MIBR, who are really playing the classic agents on these maps, versus SEN that heavily leaned into Tejo as soon as we began kickoff, have leaned fully into Vice, Yoru.
We're getting close to the back cover of the playbook for both teams here, surely. Early exploration from MIBR to double door and towards Art. Yields nothing because SEN are playing a slow default.
The stealth drone is going to push Aspas back. Again, here's that play we've seen multiple times. Double initiator drone either side of mid. Push Zekin into the link. He's got a gate crash out to get back towards A main as well.
They know they're not going to get wrapped on here in Art. They can go for this push now. So Aspas, yeah, got marked there for a moment. Genom sees the clone go past, and we're calling it audible to head over towards B. Zelsis will be the first there, but there's still all this KJ util. It has to be cleared.
Cortezia is going to have to at least get one in this situation.
Young Carlton Banks has to be the one to stand up under scrutiny here. Here's second pass. It's Aspas though that opens up the account. And Cortezia's got no reason to pick. What?
Just give him
Zekin's
money.
already, he swings on him. John has to go big. But bang, in dismay. Sees the house of cards come crumbling down. And once again, SEN have to defend their right to advance out of this map.
That is pace. Ruthless aggression from MIBR getting back into the B site. They stacked over A. SEN hit them with a great rotate. It's Cortezia's delay and Halls as well, finding his. And you can always rely on Aspas to get at least one kill with the op. Picks off Zelsis, who was trying to get a kill via the one-way. But that one-way works just as well for the opera. MIBR, another opportunity to close this game out. What is this, 5 if I'm not mistaken? 6? I'm losing count, man. But they've had a hell of a lot of tries.
At this point in the map, there's nothing left but that pure grit and determination. Will to win. Once again, MIBR, like you said, at advantage point here.
We've seen this from them before, that early drone to try and insert someone deep over towards the B site. It was Shenam before trying to find that lurk timing. Call to rotate late from his team to A to B. They've got a turret watching. Cortezia is getting active on the lurk. With that Nebula popped.
Much like SEN the last round.
Zelsis को छोड़ के टीपी मार
दिया. That's going to be checked though. I think John re-clears that with a stealth drone, and there's also going to be a prowler that threatens to confirm the position of Cortezia, but he's stuck here. He's going to go for water. Zelsis throws the one about to get busy. Razorvine disregarded. Enemies ignored. Smoke pushed into. And that's Zenom that picks him up. Here's Cortezia now. He's a big problem. A thorn in the side.
Oh,
but
no.
Get him out of there!
Just barely half of his HP ripped away. Finally, the site anchors dealt with for MIBR. They've gotten the util out of Zelsis. They finally get the spike down.
MIBR are on the precipice here of staying alive in this series. Cortezia strikes back with a vengeance. Narrate! Somehow that second bullet through the masonry. Don't ask me how it hit.
The fuck?
And Aspas is low. SEN have to get onto this side proper though.
Oh my god, Aspas is trying to rotate. Does he have God knows where right now?
Aspas किधर जा रहा है Aspas? Aspas तो रेस के.
For MIBR. And SEN again have even the game. We're going to round 37.
What a absolute disaster. Tragedy at the end. MIBR haven't gotten a better chance than that. They break the site open, they kill the anchors, trade out with man advantage. And then there it comes in, finds his two-piece. The spike isn't even planted for long. It's not even planted for long.
Oh, head in hands.
Oh my god.
Somebody, please think of Cubit, please.
कितने रोड खींचते रहे 2 मैचों के रोड ना
MIBR, they felt that that was their win. That was where they were going to close the map out and get us to Pearl. They can't be out of it due to that, though. They have to stay in the game. As exhausting as it's been, as frustrating as it's been, that they haven't been able to close out with so many opportunities.
MIBR and Sentinels have both left it all out there on Pearl.
I mean, this is one of the most mental Valorant games we have seen in some time, certainly in kickoff.
It's MIBR with the last vestiges of strength trying to stay alive and give themselves a chance of being the ones that masters
16 वाला रे 18 हो गया
Sentinels have got him in control. MIBR, they want to re-clear this. Could be their undoing.
Back up for days, Wyatt! Don't you see the shot goes wide? Inadazine is able to get there.
Achenib just needs to run, just get out. You've got the advantage. Play for the retake now, MIBR.
Second thought to check the smoke. Nobody was in there. Shannon was out of dodge entirely, and Narrate just given a stay of execution.
He's gotta get that.
He comes back for a second bite of the apple. Okay, Tejia will punish him. 2 up for Sentinels, just 2. An ill-fated attack round now has to be carried by Zekin and Zelsis. And there it is, Zekin, not able to get it.
Zelsis is going to be swarmed. There's just no way to win that out. MIBR have done it. Artzin is coming up with the most impactful kills in this OT, despite being head in hands after losing that tragic last round. He took matters into his own hands.
What is it going to take for MIBR to win this map, Wyatt?
He's trying to trade, but the crosshair is immediately on him. That position red by the IGL of MIBR. They've got, what is this, their 40th chance to close the game out?
Round number 38.
Someone ask Sliggy. I can't keep count.
Maybe.
It's been a patchwork of rounds. Shannon struggled really, only 1 opportunity to close the map out for them. So far they've been trying to return serve in this overtime. Second with an ass-pass look, he could be overwhelmed.
First time, I believe that they've even played with this operator.
He's got to get out.
Second is going to be in trouble.
Okay.
Just in time, gets away.
Spidey senses clearly tingling, and there's ass-pass down. Okay, Celsius in a ridiculous position. Arzine walks face first into it.
We're going all night. We're going till 2 a.m. on this
have any plans
map.
this evening. Cancel the reservations. We're locked in.
Slowing down just a tad in the mid-round.
The round wins and losses will continue until morale improves.
Shannon, he's got the spike, crucially, over towards that B site.
Okay, a moment here for Shannon to consider the situation. He knows likely the side is still canvassed, of course, with that Vice util.
I mean, MIBR on the map right now looking like the mini-map in my ranked games, bro. They're everywhere. There's no one is playing together. And Nosworth's just trying to get into A.
I mean, how much is your mental bandwidth
30 seconds
taxed?
left.
The spike, by the way, is still in Wichita, Kansas. Okay, here it comes. Making its way across country. Haunt, though, does get a ping. Noswa delayed here from this plant.
The time is so low, and you're trying to plant against this comp. Good luck.
There's got to be a gap, though, in this util at some point. Cortese gets the rate. There's no stop on the spike plant. MIBR have a real chance of this. In what was a 3v5, they're down to 2 now.
Cortese is just so low on HP. It's going to be in the hands of Noswa playing from Art.
All right, shot missed there for Zelsis. He gets off the line. Noswa peers in.
Timing that he should have hit.
Cortesia, there's going to be a defuse at some point. And eventually, the numbers now start to drop away. 27 points of health and a dream for Cortesia.
A single bullet.
And they'll block the shots as long as they have to.
Shorty's not going to get the job done at that distance.
A kill that means nothing there for Cortesia at the end of the round.
I mean, just stab Fadig only. Holy man.
Hands down. Hands up.
Just don't stop.
This is now a record for the most rounds played in a VCT Americas game, folks. The longest match, the longest map, rather, we have ever seen.
It took 38 rounds for Zekin to bust out the defensive glass cannon off an OT. He just realized it after 2 hours of game. Wait, what if I op a B long? I haven't bought that yet.
Stay with us as we descend into madness, folks, and into uncharted territory on Pearl. One thing's for sure, you're guaranteed a good time. Can Sen get to advantage here?
At this point, just take it to drift and end this with a TDM game.
8 पे लगा यार ये.
So we're Drift fans in the room. I appreciate it. So last time, well, the last longest game was another Aspas one.
ये मत जाओ. 4 है. B पे से की.
A moment here to breathe. I appreciate it myself. Very slow default here for Sen, giving up much of the map, hoping for a walkout from MIBR that frankly is not going to come.
It is patient from Sentinels at the moment. And typically, they've been putting a lot of emphasis on heavy pressure, Art, and Link at the same time. With the double drones from their initiators. This is the smallest of angles from Cortezia.
It is a pinhole.
I mean, rare as well that MIBR are playing rather safe here. They put so much emphasis on a main control. This round is passive from both sides.
Oh, he gives himself away. Zekken was pushed back by the alarm bot, so he's going to get through now. Aspas, surely ready for this? Okay. Prowler just took a dive by and a cry of a shit. What an angles. Sees Zekken coming. MIBR with the player advantage, but we're in a post-plant world now. Aspas low to the Razorvine. Down to 50. Zelsa setting up more of this architecture now. How do MIBR get through all this
architecture now?
First Razorvine.
The Razorvine is so good for delay. John still has that concuss, and crucially, he has the guided salvos for more delay. And Bang is alive. There's stars on the spike. Guys, we gotta move. We gotta tap it. We have to get this util out.
And they can't lose anyone to these salvos. MIBR get off of it. Noswa's down though. Aspas, shorty in the smoke. Got a mustard in the kitchen with a candlestick. It's John who finds Aspas. 2 left for Sentinels, and they're gonna push through. It's all on John. He gives up the ghost.
The tiniest of timing windows. 3 seconds remaining. MIBR, they are able to rush that crossfire setup to Art, to A main. Aspas, he served as the distraction with the updraft spin so they could get into May, and Cortezia finding the timing off the reload to win that last fight. This was such a sick angle from Shannon, by the way, just to get that first kill. Oh
this
my god, man.
VCT America's Hotel California, folks. Check out whenever you like, but you ain't leaving.
And surely MIBR finally close out now after being at the advantage. Oh my god. I mean, Kaplan is being tortured by this game.
On the upside, we've discovered the cure for hypotension, Wyatt. For Kaplan.
Similar opening that we've seen from MIBR, which feels dumb as hell to say at this point. We've seen everything they've got. The strat book, it's absolutely been taxed. It's
We're on the bleeding edge of Valorant.
Okay, that util doesn't really shake Zekken at all. Zelsa's tucked as per usual. This has got to be a spot you check. Aspas gets across the side and John just gets ripped a new one.
He's determined to win.
And they're so close. Wyatt, they're so close. Narrator with something to say. Zekken's found one and we're down to a 3-piece each. But there's Artazine. Crucially, Zekken gets another. Spike. No plan of that yet, and Shenum, he is on in. It's on.
It's finally done. MIBR.
NT guys, NT.
They've taken it down. 2-0 maps in the series. We're not done yet. What a mental blow to Sentinels, who could have booked their ticket to Masters off a win there in OT. Exhausting affair for them, and now they have to rally back. And after a game like that, my god, MIBR have to be feeling good heading into split with their double.
Tired from watching.
See एग्जाम में अब मेरे को एग्जाम लिखने जाना है. पढ़ाई मेरे लंड से एग्जाम लिखने जाते हूँ. अब मैं 8 बजे पहुँचना है एग्जाम लिखने. चिल, मजा आया. क्या मैच हुआ. एक्सपीरियंस विटनेसिंग द मोस्ट राउंड मैच. मजा आया. वर्थ इट था. फ्यूचर में जब भी तुम लोग ये देखो या अभी देख रहे हो, लाइक करो, ठीक है. थैंक यू फॉर ट्यूनिंग इन. दैट इज इट फॉर टुडे. लियो. बाय फ्रॉम स्क्रिप्ट राइटर ओपी.